Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025, and we are coming to you live. Good morning. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Oh, man. What happened?
You know what's making it a little more real?
What?
Did you check your email? Got a little tentative schedule for all the events and different stuff? No? What's the matter?
I saw that.
Mike's face does not look happy about it.
Well, have you heard the controversy already?
Oh, I know the controversy, yeah. Which I'm fine with.
Me too.
Yeah.
Carmen, are you aware of it?
No.
Somebody else pulled a hissy fit that they got duties that they didn't want to do. Carmen did.
Really?
Carmen didn't want to do yoga and is not doing yoga. And yesterday, Mo got assigned to do comedy. And Mo went into John Brennan's office and demanded that they take him off the list for doing comedy, mostly because he's not really a comedian.
Yeah. I
He's
mean,
just not funny.
I saw that and I thought to myself, that would have ruined my night if Mo did comedy.
Mo had a pretty good argument. He's like, I've been on this station for 10 years, and for 10 years, Mike Calta's been telling everybody my comedy stinks, and now you want me to get up there and do comedy? Yes, Johnny B gets up there and does comedy. He gets up there and he crushes. He sings. He does everything.
Yeah.
Mo is just, I don't know, out there flexing with his good abs. So there'll be no comedy from Mo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Show your mic's not.
Yes.
There you
He's
go.
just nowhere near it.
No.
Not talking into it.
No, looking over there.
When we were brainstorming ideas and different stuff, and there is, like you said, the secret rooms and everything.
Yeah.
And, people going in, coming out, da-da-da-da-da. I said, if you want people to not stay in the room, I go, you could just have Mo do comedy in there. I go, that would make it a lot easier.
Which I'm glad we had that meeting because it was so important for everyone to have a secondary duty or, assignment or whatever event.
Yeah. I
That
think
did not
it is.
happen.
What do you
But
mean?
I'm just saying, but that didn't happen. Where's Dizzy's? Where's Monica's? Where's Gio's? Where's Joe's? The only thing that got added was I switched from yoga to paddleboarding, and then they added a rock something.
Well, I think I'm doing pickleball now, Carmen.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on there. He's on there a few different things. So is Dizzy and Monica. Take a look at the schedule. Come on.
They sent out another one?
Yeah.
They sent one out yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, I'm saying the one that I got yesterday, it only had 2 updates to it.
I know Drew is doing karaoke by the pool.
Right.
Has been.
Right. Oh, you mean just the updates?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I am now hosting a freak off in the pool.
Oh,
Wait a
yeah.
minute.
I'm
All
going
right.
full Diddy.
All right.
You're taking over?
Full Diddy freak off
Yeah.
in the pool. I just thought of something. I was like, night swimming is fun. And then I thought, drunk, topless night swimming is even more fun.
Well,
No,
you're not going topless.
Exactly. Except for me. I will not be topless. I will be in a shirt.
I mean, now is the time. Strike while the iron is hot. If they got the leader of the freak off
Right.
behind bars, somebody's got to do freak offs. All
Somebody got to take over.
Listen, I get it. I ordered a case of baby oil.
right.
And
Ooh, if we could fill the whole pool with KY jelly or something. Blah, 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 blah.
I got one of the grossest scenes ever is when old Blue wrestles the
Yeah.
girl with KY jelly in old
Yeah.
school. It's so gross to me. I hate that feeling. No, we're gonna do a freak off pool party,
Huh?
and I've gotten a case of baby oil and a crate full of China girls,
All right.
and we're gonna get it crazy.
I like it.
Yep,
All right.
everybody's invited.
All right.
Except I was listening to some of that Diddy stuff yesterday. Diddy will not agree to the plea for this, but will agree to bringing in a male for prostitution reasons to have sex with him and Cassie over state lines. And I'm like, whoa. Listen, it just weirds me out to think that all these people in my life, in my entertainment life, were secretly doing weird gay stuff.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. It's just foreign to me. It's not bad. It's foreign.
Now, let me ask you this. If it wasn't so severe, if it wasn't, he's holding people against their will and doing stuff, whatever, if it just turned out that he was having male prostitutes come in and do stuff with his girl and him and da-da-da-da-da, and then Diddy got in a little bit of trouble, not like he is now, and he just came out and goes, "I'm Diddy and I'm super gay now," would he be popular again?
Yeah.
Would people be like, "All right, he's gay"? He didn't want everybody to know
I
because
think
of that.
nobody cares if you're gay.
The hip hop lifestyle culture, I think.
Yeah, but hip hop was one of the first groups that somebody came out and said, "I'm gay," and everybody like rallied around him.
Who?
Frank Ocean came out a long time ago and said he was gay, but Tyler the Creator now is like bisexual, and all these guys, and nobody cares.
That's now in the younger people. I'm talking like 80s, 90s.
No, 80s, 90s.
You better not.
Nobody was supposed to gay in the 80s.
Well, how did Eazy-E get AIDS?
Well, he's banging a lot of girls.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Supposedly.
There's,
I mean,
rumors both
Was
ways
he?
on that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
He was
and
easy.
also, if you got AIDS, there was only one way to get AIDS. You know what I mean?
Back then.
That's what they taught. And if you got AIDS, now you're an easy target for us to make jokes about
Right.
you or diss you.
Yeah.
By saying that.
Yeah, I don't know. I listened to it yesterday, Galvin, and you were saying like if you didn't have all the, I didn't hear anything in there that seemed too bad to me, other than him hitting the people, like beating up that girl. That's ridiculous. That alone he should be punished for. But the other stuff, they were like bringing girls in for prostitution reasons over state lines. Who cares about that? I mean, is there anybody in this room that cares about prostitution? I mean, really.
If they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Well,
But here's the thing.
I think they're being forced.
Yeah.
But
if
here,
these-
I don't. My opinion, based on my limited knowledge of what I heard, especially yesterday, listening to all the verdict stuff, and I'm telling you now, it's based on my limited knowledge of the situation. A lot of these girls, they were being forced because they put themselves in situations where they were relying on him to pay their rent and to do all these other things. They made themselves high-class prostitutes to one guy.
Sounds like you're victim shaming.
Yeah.
But it also
But they're part of the problem.
But
Maybe,
also they're just a normal girl that wants a career, and P. Diddy is huge in the industry, and they go, "Oh, he's inviting me to a party," and then they say, "You got to do this, or we're going to murder your family, and you'll be nothing."
I haven't
Right.
heard that
It seems
yet.
like that has been more of the case.
But I haven't heard any of the "we'll murder your family." I've heard a lot of "if you want to make it in the big time," which has been going around since the beginning of time. And the casting couch is there. You want to be an actress. You know what you have to do, and then you decide. No, Carmen. I'm saying you decide what kind of life you want to lead. You want to reach for the stars. You want to do anything to be famous, or you want to stand up and have some integrity and walk out of a room. That's a decision that you make. Now, I'm not saying that
It's not a decision you should have to make.
Well, of course it isn't. Of course it isn't.
Yeah.
But you're still Diddy's isn't the only route to music, and there's
But
plenty of people with
he
an
controls
acoustic
a
guitar.
lot.
I know, but there's plenty of people with an acoustic guitar sitting in a bar on a Tuesday night trying to become famous and going on American Idol and going out there and singing. You want a guaranteed way in, and you think that that's by banging Diddy and all his friends, and you choose to do that so that you could be a pop star. You chose to be a prostitute.
But most of it, they didn't choose to bang all his friends. Usually it starts as, okay, do me, and then we're good. And then it's, I'm going to drug you. Now you have to do 10 of my friends.
Listen, once you start bringing in drugs into the situation, drugging girls, that's a crime. I'm not arguing that. I'm saying
Forcing them to have sex with all of your friends is a crime, too.
you're forcing anybody to do anything. Giving somebody the option to
Right,
do it is
but-
not forcing them.
But I don't think it was gumdrops and options. It was,
Right.
It was, and I mean, it's in there that he had threatened family members and all kinds of
Threatened
stuff.
their lives.
and
and
that's
drug
what I'm
them.
telling you. That's my limited knowledge of this case. I did not. I have. It's hard for me to pay attention to it when it's not. There's no video of it. Just hearing regular straight white news people talk about it is not as sexy to me as watching the actual thing unfold. Same thing with the OJ trial. If this has been the OJ trial had been like this with no cameras, it wouldn't have been as interesting to the
Right.
world.
Oh, yeah, for
So
sure.
that is why I'm really not fully up to speed. But we're going to dive into it today. We're going to talk to Andy Signore, who's been on the show before, who is basically he's the Mike's Weather page of entertainment. You have the big groups. You have the Weather Channel. You have local weather news. Then Mike's Weather page.
Yeah.
I saw other people. I think Dennis Phillips was interviewing Mike's Weather page the other day.
Yeah.
So Andy is a guy who really does YouTube stuff, but specializes in celebrity gossip and things along those lines. and he's been on our show before. He covered the Johnny Depp trial very closely, so much that Johnny Depp and him have like a relationship now.
Yeah.
And he has been in the middle of the Blake Lively thing, and now he's going to update us on the Diddy stuff a little today. Because so what happened? They gave the verdict, and only on some of the counts, right?
Yeah, I think 4 out of the 5. The 5th one they couldn't come to an agreement on. The jury, whatever they said, we have these 4. We could say, guilty, not guilty, whatever. And then the 5th one, they said we're kind of deadlocked on this.
Well,
I think it's the racketeering one's the one they're hung up on.
No one seems to think the racketeering one was going to stick. That was kind of a long shot. I watched a lot of legal experts talk about that yesterday.
But isn't that how they arrested him in the beginning?
Yeah, I think that's one of the big ones.
When they
as
raided
far
his
as-
house?
Yeah.
You get arrested and not stick, So we'll find out hopefully today, a little bit later on, what goes on. I mean, I don't know. I just can't imagine what your life as a billionaire, having freak offs and eating Go-Gurts and having kookaroos and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden you're in jail. Like the drastic difference in your life.
Oh, especially since you've been so rich for so long.
Yeah.
Right.
Like your lifestyle has been, you're like pampered to 24/7.
And now you're in the system with no hair dye,
Yeah.
and you got gray hair, and you just look old.
But also, is your dance card full? Like, are you happy to be in prison or around all the guys and stuff and
I
getting
don't
to do
know.
whatever you want?
I imagine he's in some type of protective custody just because of celebrity alone.
How
Right.
big he is.
Which is boring.
Yeah.
You don't get to do a lot. And then the other thing is that, like, I've been watching this Alligator Alcatraz. One of the big points about that place is they got air conditioning.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing about jail is that there's no air conditioning in most of those jails.
That's got to be brutal.
I think that would make me kill myself.
No air conditioning?
No, like so I've been sleeping downstairs a lot in the past couple of weeks, and my wife does not like to keep the room as frigid as I do. I put it down to like 68 when I go to bed.
You have to.
She thinks she's so slick. She'll get up to go to the bathroom. When she comes back, I see her go over to the thing and pump it up to 70. And then as she's getting into bed, I pick up my app and I drop it back down to 68. I'm
that's
like,
the move.
can't fool me. But so I like it nice and cold, and she likes it mediocre, and I can't sleep when it's too hot. So I just lay there, and keep in mind, it's 70, and I lay there miserable, and I
Which
go,
is cold.
right. And I'm thinking, imagine we were in jail, and it was 78 degrees or 80 degrees right now. I would just be like, just cut my wrist, just kill me.
You can't control the app or change
no,
the hair. Like, that's
They
what it
don't,
is.
you're telling me they don't have apps in jail?
No. I've never been, but that's what I hear.
And also, how fast would you turn on other people? Listen,
Yeah.
we'll let you stay in an air conditioner. Yeah, it was this guy. It was this
You,
guy.
you
You know?
need some gay stuff? What do you want? Come on. My wife also likes to fall asleep to the sweet, sweet sounds of Keith Morrison.
Yeah.
And that is not doing me any justice at all because she's falling asleep and I'm getting entrenched in these datelines. I can't stop watching them now. And it's hard to, I don't know how she just decides to go to sleep in the middle of it without knowing who the killer is or if the people get caught or whatever. I'm like, well, I have to know now. I have to know what's going on. I'm engulfed in these people's lives.
Yeah, I love whenever it's a Keith Morrison because if they're like blah 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 this and murder and now here's Andrea Canning and I go come on, it's not Keith.
Morrison. Last night they really threw us for a loop.
Yeah,
The Dateline was is not about a murder. It was in fact about the Prince Charles and Princess
I don't
Diana.
like when they do those. I don't like when they do
No one
those.
died in that. Well, I mean, technically.
You know what's so funny is Dateline's so good at what they do that 2020 does like they'll do sometimes the same cases, whatever.
Right.
The thing that 2020 does that drives me crazy is they have their BS experts, this person from this podcast or this person from wherever. And I don't want to hear from you. I want to hear from the sister. I want to
Yeah.
hear from that's what Dateline gets.
Right in the middle of the Dateline's and the Dateline will go to jail and talk to the suspected killer. They'll go talk to the victim's family. It's pretty good.
Because they'll have somebody and they'll be like, Sarah was a no-nonsense lady, blah, blah, blah. And then it comes up and it says, never met Sarah in her life. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, so you're just hearing things. Get out of here.
Carmen, guess where we had dinner last night?
Taco Bell.
This guy is still strong. Has not cheated one time.
Man, you guys are locked in on the Taco Bell.
No, we did not go to Taco Bell.
Oh, you
We
didn't?
did not go to Taco Bell. Close
You
to the other
went
one.
to Chewy's.
Texas Roadhouse.
Texas? Again?
That too?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Did you invest?
No, it just last night was an opportunity to go to dinner. Oh, Carmen, I had my first teenage girl fight last night with my daughter.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
This
What
is
was it about?
Told you, man. It happens fast.
Gio.
Fast and
This
Furious.
one hurt. I pick her up from her friend's house. We're driving home, and she goes, "What are we doing now?" I go, "We're going to dinner. We're going to pick up mom, and then we're going straight to dinner." And she goes, "I'm in my volleyball clothes." I go, "You could run inside and change." And she's like, well, "Maddie's coming over later." And I go, "It doesn't. We're just going to dinner." And she's like perplexed. And I pull in the driveway, and she's like, I could tell that she's annoyed about something, but I don't know what it is. I think she has a friend coming over, and we were supposed to go to dinner, and she's confused as to when so she's getting annoyed. Then she gets out of the car, and as she's getting out of the car, I go, "Take your volleyball bag." And she walks around the front of the car, and I look at her through the windshield. I go, "Take your bag." She doesn't hear me and roll down the window. I go, "Take your goddamn bag." So she goes, "I didn't hear you." I go, "I know." She comes around, she gets the bag, goes inside. Everything fine right now. This is a pretty normal situation. 5 minutes later, Amanda texts me, "What's going on?" Nothing. I'm waiting for you guys in the driveway. Why is Juliana crying?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
It's
There
you.
go.
Dude.
I go,
It's
"I don't
you.
know. She wasn't crying when she left." She said, "You made her mad. You yelled at her." I'm like, "I didn't yell at her." Like Amanda goes, I go, "Amanda, this is," she'll go, "Why do I go this?" She'll go, "Why do I go this?" And she'll go, "Why are you yelling at me?" I go, "Because twice you said you couldn't hear me. So I got louder. That's all."
Yeah, you're pretty passive though. Like,
What do you mean?
Like you're passive aggressive. Like the whole "get your bag."
Yeah.
Like I know what your face looked like when you could have easily just rolled down your window and said, "Hey, Juliana,
face.
get your bag."
But I'm not like, I wasn't like, "Take your bag or you will be tortured and put in your own." I'm like, "Take your goddamn bag."
And also, nobody wants to repeat themselves 3 times.
Yeah, and
Right.
also
And
take your
12
goddamn bag out of the car.
12-year-olds don't listen very well.
Thank
No.
you.
Yeah.
No, no.
Oh, listen, I know. I'm around,
Dude,
teenage athletes all the time. Their comprehension skills are ridiculous. I don't know what they're teaching these kids in schools, but it's very annoying. But I know your face when you did it, and if I was your daughter, I would cry too.
You're saying it's my face. My
I'm-
face is the problem.
It's your attitude. It's your attitude in your face.
Listen to me. I'm a guy who allows them to Uber Eats Taco Bell at 1 a.m. I think I'm pretty good. I'm pretty cool.
Yeah.
My face and my
You should have just wrote it on Snapchat for her to take
Right.
it.
yeah, it
Would've
would have
been a
been
lot easier.
more effective for sure.
Yeah,
Listen,
having 2 teenage daughters, they get very moody and they cry a lot.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. Like,
and
fine
and-
1 minute, cry the next.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, as an adult, like, yes, I can see all the things that my parents and my grandparents did to me, and I appreciate it now. Looking back, I was a little brat. And you know what I mean?
I believe it.
But that's just like teenage girls, you're going through so much that something like that can set you off.
What
So-
are you going through at 12?
Don't ask.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a
Oh,
lot,
do you really
Michael.
want to know?
Don't
No, you
ask.
mean like physical girl stuff?
I mean, yeah, like all the changes, and then your friends are changing every time. She's getting ready to go to what, 8th grade,
A lot of
7th grade?
emotions.
Seventh, okay, but yeah, a lot of emotions. You're starting to realize you like boys. You want to talk to him. Now you're nervous. Now you got your homework. Now you got your jerk dad telling you to grab your bag. Ugh. Like, can you just give me a minute,
Oh,
please?
man.
It's to the point now where my wife like warned me before I come home.
That's what I got.
I'll just get a
That's what I
text.
got.
She's like, "Hey, just so you know, Emily's really moody today." And I'm like, "Oh,
Defcon
okay."
5.
That's what I
Yeah.
got from
Yeah.
Amanda last night. I walk in the house. Now we're not going to dinner. I walk in the house. I go, "What is?" Keep in mind, I'm just there to pick them up. Now all of a sudden, we're not going to dinner, and everybody's mad at me.
And my older daughter, we will make jokes and bust balls a lot.
Yeah.
Me and her. Sometimes you'll realize that you go to make that joke that you always made, and then all of a sudden it hits different, and there's tears.
Yes,
And you're like,
yes,
I thought
this
we
is our joke.
Yeah, I thought we always did this, and
Nope.
no. Like, there's
Meanwhile, my daughter told everybody on our live stream yesterday that I couldn't jump in the water to save her if she fell off the cruise ship because I'd create a tsunami.
oh, we're fair game at all
All
times.
times.
But just know that those like jokes that you think, oh, it's so cool. Me and my daughter bust balls.
Right.
You'll go to make the joke one day, and all of a sudden it's instant tears.
It'll
and,
make her cry.
and you are now the bad guy.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
And like we always joked about this all the time. And
I
then,
was the bad guy yesterday
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. I told you it happens like overnight,
Oh.
man.
I don't
And
like
it's
it.
not our fault. We can't control it.
No.
Okay.
Well, all right. Listen, I'm not mad at it. I apologized 10 times yesterday for something I didn't do.
Because my daughter's about 2 years older than your daughter,
Yeah.
and I've seen it.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
boys are so easy.
Yo, for sure.
yeah.
Boys are so easy.
Yeah, my son's an idiot, and he just
Yeah.
whatever.
Exactly.
He's a happy
No
idiot.
problem calling him
Yeah.
an idiot. I go, look at you, dope.
I got to walk on eggshells around all the girls.
Yeah, me and my wife and that idiot went to dinner last night. The girls didn't even come.
Yep.
They, the Juliana and her friend stayed home and just sat here and talked about me, how much they didn't
Yeah.
like me.
So I say it's not your face.
Thank you.
I think this is
Gio.
what happens.
It's a little bit of your face.
I'll take 20% of the face credit.
Okay.
Unless it's my face too. I guess I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
It
think
is.
it
You have a dumb face.
I
too.
just see a similar pattern here.
A lot of
Yeah.
bad faces.
Yeah.
No Pete face, but
Nope.
not great.
Dad face.
I walked in Texas Roadhouse. Captain America was there.
Oh.
And they evidently have their own mascot. I think it's an alligator.
I
Not really
assume
sure.
Captain America would always be at Texas Roadhouse.
I mean, I walked in and there's Captain America with his shield standing at the front door. I walked in, he looked at me, I go, Captain? He goes, sir? I go, okay, good to see you. I think they hire him to be there for the kids. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like
Maybe there for 4th of July and he showed up early.
Maybe.
I think on Tuesdays kids eat free. It's like kids night
Oh,
at
okay.
Texas Roadhouse. Yeah. Because one time there was a guy making balloon animals.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was fine.
Not as cool as Captain America.
But it's just-
what kids want, balloons.
Yeah.
You walk. Listen. Kids
Yeah,
want
I
balloons.
guess they do.
Yeah.
As
Anyone
I
under
was
10?
saying, I was like, yeah, I guess so.
I walked in, looked at the captain, and then I thought, what kid wants to come to here and see Captain all of a sudden? Captain America!
Oh,
What do
yeah.
I know? What do I know? It worked out perfect. I watched a documentary last night that I highly recommend. You stay away from Shark Whisperer. Anybody see that?
No.
Mm-mm.
It's about this smoking hot girl whose real name is Ocean. Ocean Ramsey is her name. And she is somebody who was raised in Hawaii, and she is a conservationist and was out to change the legislature on protecting sharks. And she did so in Hawaii. And it is pretty amazing if you want to see a tiny girl swim with great white sharks. It's pretty amazing to watch. And there is some stuff in there that I really appreciate, like she's swimming in, the photography is fantastic, and she swims with the sharks, and the sharks you ever see a shark go up to a boat and it'll bang the boat, like kind of just checking out what it is?
Yeah.
Well, they kind of go up to her and they give her a little bit of a nudge, and she says when the shark comes back around, she puts her hand on the shark and it'll come up to it, and she says the shark can feel the electric impulses from humans, and that it's kind of getting to know her by doing that. It's pretty amazing to watch. But all of this happens like in a couple of minutes, and the rest of it is her just swimming with sharks, and then eventually she swims with a great white, and she does not get eaten. And I realize spoiler alert, she does not get eaten. And it is not nearly as good as Jaws is. Great white sharks are only fun when they're eating people.
Wait.
Other than that, they're just big, boring sea dogs just swimming around in circles, doing nothing.
My favorite was during a Shark Week, and they had the shark expert on there, and he was talking about how if you're in shallow water and the sharks want to and the shark bit him right in the leg.
Ah,
Bit him
good.
right in the leg.
Yeah.
The guy's explaining how sharks are, if you don't bother them, right in the leg.
This was very much a, if you're interested in learning about sharks and the science of it and how to swim in there in the water with them and this woman, how long, don't look it up, how long can the average person hold their breath? Not how long is the longest a person could hold their breath?
Oh, the longest? I think there's people that can do like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You're
that's like insane, crazy, hold it forever.
You're wrong as far as the record goes.
Okay.
The record, she held her breath for 6 minutes.
6 minutes, yeah.
She would grab a boulder to weigh herself down, and she would walk on the bottom of the ocean holding the boulder.
Yeah.
She said she eventually got it to where she could hold her breath for 6 minutes. And I sat up and I said, "Bull,
Right.
no way." So I looked it up. It said Navy SEALs can hold their breath for 2 to 4 minutes. The record for holding your breath is how long?
If you're saying more than 5, more than 6, whatever, 8 minutes?
8 minutes to hold your breath would be a long time. 21 minutes.
How is it even possible?
No.
That's brain damage.
Look at it online.
There,
There's a
because
guy
I
in
watched a thing. Is he from like Netherlands
Budapest
or
or something like that, yeah.
Because they do that. They keep breathing in
Store
and
it
stuff
in.
and everything and storing it, and then they go down. And this guy was down there so long that he blacked out.
Oh.
He didn't even come up. He was like, but you get that where and he was blacked out, but he did have the record. I don't know.
This guy's the record is 21 minutes. I looked it up yesterday. That's a man. They said most Navy SEALs can hold their breath for 2 to 4 minutes, and they said but the record is 21 minutes.
I don't even know if I can do 30 seconds.
No, that's
Yeah.
if you go to 30 seconds, I start chewing and it starts getting crazy.
Yeah, so it says the current world record holder for holding their breath underwater is held by Bidmir Subat of Croatia. He achieved the time of 24 minutes and 37
24.
seconds back in 2021.
24 minutes.
That's insane.
I don't know if I
he's-
He's
believe
a
it,
half
though.
hour he didn't breathe.
Check his
Oh,
sleeve.
they put him underwater.
Yeah,
Check
but
his sleeve.
I
He's
think
got some sort of doing
yeah,
something.
that's some David Blaine type stuff or some kind of magic trick.
By the way, just again, Carmen, to tell you how much better men are than women, he did 24 minutes. The women's record is 9 minutes.
Oh,
Oh,
please.
you want
I'm
to
doing
add
9
to
minutes
that? Can I
right
add to
now.
that? How much better? Did you see the ladies Switzerland soccer team
No.
played the U15 boys and
Oh.
lost 7-1?
Of course they
7-1
Of course they
against
did.
U15 boys.
I got
They're a
one.
professional
They got
team.
one. That's not
they
bad.
got one.
There was that Wrexham team. They had like their old timers come out and play. You know how the
Yeah.
Yankees do, old timers, whatever. So and then the female whatever team. She was like, Ryan Reynolds isn't here. He should be here to see how good the women are, and we're gonna crush these guys. Blah blah. And it was like 9-1 or something. It was ridiculous. The old timers beat the
Yeah.
current
Yeah.
female team. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just and a fact you guys need to accept.
Yeah, I've accepted it.
Mike-
I'm mad at the women who marched and protested for us to work. I want to go back home. Put me in the kitchen, man. I don't know what happened, but this
That's all
is,
Carmen wants to do is make snacks for the kids.
yeah, this sucks.
Way to go, idiots.
Yeah,
Hope you're
thanks a
happy.
lot.
Carmen, looking good. Are you tanning?
No, I actually started juicing, and it's like a skin juice. It's like for my skin. And I think it's helping. I don't know. And then I started doing a couple other new products I've introduced into my skincare.
I thought you looked kind of tan.
Your skincare journey.
Minor.
Skin juice.
Well, so there's these drops going around that I keep getting ad for online, and it's supposed to build a tan inside out, right?
It sort of looks like it's doing. You look tan.
Thank you. So then I asked ChatGPT, I put in all the ingredients. I said, this product claims to help with glowing skin and give you a tan from inside out. This. Is this true? And it said it will give you minor results, but it won't give you a tan, but it will also help you tan. And then I said, can you mock this recipe in juice form so I could make it myself?
Wow.
And then it gave me a juice, and then I've been drinking those 3 or 4 times a week. And yeah, I think it definitely has helped because I haven't been able to lay out. So thank you.
Oh, I thought I was watching your videos. Like, oh, she looks tan.
Oh, thanks.
You got
yeah.
juice tan.
Yeah, juice tan.
Oh.
And I did share that recipe for anyone who wants it. It's on my Instagram and
You're gonna look
TikTok
great
and
at my
stuff.
freak off.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm not going to that.
You are going.
I'm not.
Chad's
You're on the
going
schedule,
too. Chad's
Carmen.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're on the schedule.
Freak off 11 o'clock.
Going.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Sorry.
be there.
Check the updates.
You, Mo, sexy body, everybody's invited. All right, we got a good show today. Like I said, we're going to talk to Andy Signore in the 8 o'clock hour. We'll get an update on the Diddy trial. Also, a little bit touch on the Justin Baldoni. Is that his name? Baldoni?
Yeah, and Blake Lively's now subpoenaing. He's getting a subpoena from
Yeah,
her.
he got a subpoena from Blake Lively, him and Perez Hilton, and somebody else for their reporting of
Candace
the
Owens.
situation.
I'm-
Candace Owens.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now that I don't know very much about that situation at all, but I now dislike Blake Lively.
Yes.
And
right?
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them. They're jerks.
They're apparently both very evil.
Yeah.
yeah.
Very evil people.
And hard to work with.
Well,
By the way, still totally gorgeous, both of them.
Yes.
They were both invited to the free
they
coffee.
look less gorgeous to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because of they're
Have
like,
you ever seen somebody and you're like unbelievable, and then you get to know their personality and you're like,
Yeah.
not great. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
in real life.
Oh
But-
no, so have I.
Yeah.
So have I. 100%. It is wild.
Ryan Reynolds seems like the most likable, fun guy ever, but apparently he's very not.
Ryan Reynolds, ever since Green Lantern, and not just because that was a bad movie, it's just that you realize he's that guy every time.
Right.
Yeah.
He's-
And I was
He
like,
has no
"Oh."
range.
Right.
Well, and that's what we talked about is he plays himself in every movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling, the superior
Oh,
Ryan
yeah.
for sure.
Like,
By
no,
the way, have you seen the new Ryan Gosling movie that's coming out where he has to go into space?
No?
I forget what it's called, but it's from the guy who did The Martian,
Okay.
and
I'll
it
take
looks
that.
pretty good. It looks like it's an interesting take on going to space and what has to happen and all stuff. I
All
forget
right.
what it's called.
Good. I like Ryan Gosling and I like space. So there you go. We also got a new open letter from Galvin coming up today in the 8 o'clock hour. And we've got a ton of stuff to give away. Carmen will tell us what that stuff is when we come back from break, and we'll play a little Sporkle next. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. I got this voicemail yesterday, and it actually tugged at my heartstrings a little bit, Calvin. Somebody's a little sad.
Hey, Mike Calta, aren't you being kind of harsh at me? I didn't insult you or anything like that. Just because I didn't make it at your gig out there at Whiskey Willie's. So, by the way, I called you, Robert, a couple of times. He has Mo with him, and of course, I try and leave messages on his voicemail. I think it got disconnected
Yeah.
or changed it. It used to have been 572-2258.
Nope.
Oh,
So, I think you got something up the sleeve for me or something like that. I wouldn't doubt it. I know I'm reading a Facebook page. Mike Bobo me to Drew Doral. You're just trying to do that to sabotage my ratings on Facebook, which I'm catching up to the boneheads. So that's what I need to say. It's a man, myth, election, medicine, man. And I've been sick under the weather today from Sunday 8 from Charlie's Philly cheesesteak sandwiches and Holiday. It gave me major diarrhea.
All right. Thank you. So that's Medicine Man.
you're his guy, man. He's
I don't wanna be
upset.
his guy
Yeah,
anymore.
you're his guy. Like
No.
it's
I traded him.
yeah.
Yeah.
no, it's been too long.
Nope. He's been traded. It's over.
He's now the property of Drew Argarabo.
Yep.
Thank you. It'd be a matter of time before Drew is putting a 3-page post about how grateful he is that Medicine Man walked into his life and that Mike Alta traded him over there into the party. Carmen, what do we have to give away today?
Okay, so we have tickets for A Day to Remember with Yellow
Oh,
Card,
that's a good one.
Adam Sandler,
Oh, yeah.
Monster Jam,
There you go.
Suicide Boys, and The Offspring.
Okay. The Offspring, a show that I'm going to.
Yeah.
That didn't sound too confident. I'd like to go to.
There
Yes,
you go.
there you go.
there
That's
you
so
go.
much.
Amphitheater?
The Offspring. Where are they at? Yes, at the Amp
All right.
on July 12th.
I would say less likely, but closer to the Hard Rock.
Oh, true.
Maybe I could pull a Galvin and convince my wife to go with me.
Mm.
And then say, we'll go to the Offspring, we'll leave early, and we'll go see. I don't need to go see them close it pretty fly for a white guy or whatever they do, but I just want to see some old Offspring, and then we'll dip over to the Hard Rock.
And you know what it's going to turn into? You will hear Offspring while you're walking through the parking lot through the Hard Rock
I
into the
think
casino.
it's funny you think I'm going to walk through the parking lot.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes.
from the valet into the door, you'll hear the 2 seconds that are out of
Yeah,
your
Carmen,
car.
I'm not going to lie to you. I would like to go. I really like Offspring, but I don't want to stand outside in this heat for anybody.
Yeah.
I don't really know what band would make me go. There's one band I think that would make me go stand outside in this heat. Other than that, I don't think any of it.
Yeah.
So no, you're probably right. I'm no longer going Offspring. Thank you.
You're
for,
welcome.
We solved
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
thank you for getting that
That was short lived.
worked out. All right, let's give that stuff away right now with a little bit of Sporkle. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper of Sporkle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. Carmen, what are we playing today?
Well, we started off the morning talking about the Diddy trial, and later on we're going to talk about the Justin Baldoni trial. So I figured we'd do some legal terms.
All right.
Can you name the legal term from their definition? Okay?
All right. We're not lawyers.
You can get most of these.
Okay.
I have faith in you.
All right.
Okay, your first one. The initiator of the lawsuit.
Plaintiff.
Galvin. The person against
Defendant.
Geo. The upfront payment a client gives a lawyer.
Retainer.
Mike. A civil wrong that results in an injury to a person or property.
Civil suit.
Battery. Nah.
A civil wrong that results in an injury to a person or property. Tort
Oh.
is what that is called.
Tort.
A written statement made under oath.
Deposition. Nope.
Confession?
A written statement made under oath.
I don't know. And I don't need you staring at me.
Yeah, that was really
Sorry.
weird.
I wasn't staring at him.
He was like locked in. He was like,
yeah. Because I feel like you knew it and you're staring at me to see whether I get it.
I did not know it.
Well,
That was an affidavit.
that's what it is.
Yes.
oh, Dom is probably losing his mind now if he hears this.
Exemption from a legal duty, penalty, or prosecution.
That is
Exemption from a legal duty, penalty, or prosecution.
Dismissal.
Immunity. Thank God.
Galvin.
Jesus, I could not think of it.
Legal proceedings to review the decision of a lower court.
Appeal.
Galvin. A method of alternative dispute resolution in which a
Mediation.
Sidebar.
mediation. Mike.
I know about all these things.
A person authorized to witness the signing of
Juror.
documents.
Witness. No.
I know that.
A person authorized to witness the signing of documents.
Chose one.
Notary.
Yes. Damn
Why
it.
didn't I say it?
And the full term is
Notary public. Yeah,
Yes.
Mm.
When a borrower cannot repay a loan and the lender seeks to sell the property.
Foreclosure.
Geo and Pap,
All right.
we're halfway there.
Gio is on the board with 2 points. Michael also with 2 points. Galvin is your leader by 1. He's winning with 3.
Tight.
All right, we are doing legal terms. Your next one, the practical authority or reach of a legal body.
Jurisdiction.
Mike. Serious crime punishable by incarceration.
Yeah.
Geo. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Huh?
I got confused right there. Improper or negligent behavior by a professional, such as a doctor or a lawyer.
Malpractice.
Geo. Gives one party the right to go onto another party's property.
Warrant.
Gives one party the right to go onto another party's property. Easement is what that is called. Crime that is punishable by less
Misdemeanor.
than 1 year. Geo.
That running away with it.
A process to help those who cannot pay their debts.
Bankruptcy.
Mike. A crime in which a person knowingly makes a false statement while under oath in
Perjury.
court. Geo. A claim against someone's property.
Lien.
Geo.
Geo. The
And-
burger guy's law guy.
Yeah.
And Pap, we're on the last 3.
Galvin has 3 points on the board. Michael ahead by 1 with 4. And Gio is your leader right now. He's winning with 7.
Whoa. All right, legal terms, last 3. Here we go. The publication of a statement that injures a person's reputation.
Libel.
Slander.
The publication of a statement that injures a person's reputation.
I don't know.
Defamation.
Oh, yeah. We should know that one.
Yeah. An official order authorizing a specific act, such as an arrest or a search. Galvin. And your last one. Previously decided cases that establishes a principle.
Precedent.
Galvin.
Your final score, Michael with 4 points, Galvin with 5, and Gio is your triumphant champion today. He won with 7.
Legal guy.
Thank you.
Legal guy.
Need a
Say
W,
it.
everybody.
Congratulations.
Line 6.
Line 6. All right. Good morning. Who's this?
Judd?
Judd?
Yes.
UD or ED? Jed or Judd?
Judd, Judd.
You don't meet a lot of Judds these days.
No, not very many.
Yeah. All right, Judd. Well, you're the winner. I'm going to put you on hold. Carmen will grab you during the break, and we'll hook you up with a prize.
Thanks.
All right, Judd. Thanks. When's the last time you heard it from a Judd? From where? There was a Judd.
Judd Apatow.
No. Oh, I forgot about that.
Judd Apatow and
There was a Judd on the Real World. I remember that.
Yeah, Real World San Francisco.
Yep. There was a Judd and Judd Apatow. You don't meet a lot of Judds.
Apatow.
It sounds like a mistake.
Judd Hirsch,
Judd Hirsch.
and then Judd Reinhold?
Judge.
Judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was on Arrested Development and he had a judge show. He was a judge.
Oh,
It was
Judge.
Judge Reinhold.
I have a friend named Marshall
Yeah.
who has a son named Deputy.
Uh-huh.
And what's the other kid's name?
Sheriff?
Something like that. Like all the kids have
Oh,
cool
Judd
names like
Nelson.
that. Oh, Judd Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one I was thinking of. I couldn't think of.
Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, putting the P in P. Diddy, less swag, and wrong ranking.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Galvin has your news. We'll take a quick break, come back, and dive right into that next. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Like Medicine Man who did not make it to Whiskey Willie's, want to come out and see us, please come out there and join us.
I don't think he's going to make
Forward
this
to it.
one.
Probably not. Probably
Unless
not.
Drew
Unless
gives him a
Drew,
ride.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
hanging out with Drew.
This could be a chance of redemption for Medicine Man.
Will he be at the Bone Beach Bash? And do we want him there?
Unfortunately, he will. Can we make that not happen? What if he does stand up instead of Mo?
It'll be better.
Probably.
It'll be better. Would you watch Mo do stand up?
I've watched Mo do stand up.
And what do you think?
It's good.
Weren't you there when he taped his special?
No. But I've been to his stand up shows at Side Splitters before.
You say it's good.
Yeah.
Compared to what?
I mean, he's not, Shane Gillis or like,
You've seen Mo do stand up.
Yeah.
You've seen Mike do stand up. Who's better?
Mo.
Oh.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
I'll give you that. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, Mo does he did like a full hour.
I'm not a.
Yeah. He used to be, that's how he was.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't say who does more. I said who is better.
I mean, he made a living as a comedian for, like a decade.
Did he?
Well, he was on a cruise ship
Yeah.
comedian.
Yeah.
Your paycheck's still coming from comedy.
You're
No, look,
a professional comedian.
I'm not a comedian at all. I like to do fun stuff with my friends every once in a while.
Yeah.
And get on stage, but I'm not a comedian. Mo will take that title, and he can have it. And he will not be performing at the Beach Bash.
No.
Because
I saw the video.
I've ruined it for him, evidently. I've made it to where he's not able to get a fair shake.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's your fault.
But Johnny B, everybody seems to like Johnny B
Johnny
but you
B-
don't.
Great.
Yeah, but you don't crap on Johnny
because he
because
doesn't stink.
the same way you do with Mo. But there you go. That's the
Mo
difference.
stinks.
When did you see Mo that you made the determination his comedy stunk?
Yeah.
I did see some video. I watched video of him. And then I listened to him try to be funny.
He did the one
Roach?
that's on the Happy.
The
No,
brew.
he did the yeah.
Yeah.
With
yeah. I didn't watch his act.
no.
I thought Mo was funny at the roast when we had the roast years ago.
It was all right. It wasn't great.
All right.
You're a jerk.
Listen, if my honesty gets me labeled a jerk, I'll take it.
Comedy's very subjective.
Right.
Right.
And I don't want to be subjected to Mo's comedy
Yeah.
anymore.
All right.
Listen, Mo could join the freak off. He could be there for the late night pool party freak off.
The times I have seen Mo do comedy, the crowd seemed to enjoy it as well. It wasn't like he bombed.
No, I feel like you're personally attacking me.
You.
Yeah, I feel like you're
Oh,
just
well, when I watched you do comedy, what the room,
lit up.
The room, that's what you said.
Yeah.
you didn't
Yeah, the
bomb.
room- the
like,
room.
I didn't bomb.
no, I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying, that's to me, that's a sign that you're no good. Is when the room is dead silent, which I've seen before.
I have one time where I bombed, and then the rest of the time I did it okay.
And it also, in your favor, it does help that most of the people that go and has seen you do comedy are listeners.
Yeah. What do you think they are from Mo?
I mean, if you're a comedian and you're opening for someone, they're not there to see you. They're there to see the opening act. So they don't, you know what I mean? Usually you don't know the opener.
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm saying for Mo, unless he's headlining, if he's opening for someone at Side Splitters, if he's opening for a comedian coming through before he was on the Bone, it wasn't like someone, you know what I mean? They weren't listeners of the station when he was on the cruise ship. Those were people that just went to go see comedy.
Yeah, and then they got subjected to Mo.
But he was able to keep that
They did
job
not
for.
plan on.
I think she's saying he was doing comedy before he had a radio audience to tell him he was
If
funny.
you are mediocre at comedy and you are willing to do it, you can find yourself as a middle act for a long time.
Yeah.
Because openers want guys who aren't that funny before them so that they seem funnier. And who else is going to drive all the way out wherever and work for $25?
But also, Mo worked his way up, and he wasn't just a middle act or an opener. He headlined his own show.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I lived here since 1989. I went to Side Splitters and saw Richard Jenny there. That's how long ago I've been going to see comedy. I don't recall, outside of when Mo was on Ron and Ron, I don't recall him ever headlining Side Splitters.
Well, he was on the cruise ships.
Yeah. You could get on the cruise ships.
Nah.
You get 5 minutes of clean material, you're on a cruise ship.
I think doing stand-up comedy to me seems very hard.
Oh my God.
It seems crazy.
Yeah.
We all did it once. I almost had a heart attack.
You were great, Carmen.
Yeah.
I did.
You were great.
I was so nervous.
Yeah, but you used your nervous into making it funny.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
But that was
Yeah, but also a show crowd,
exactly.
Yeah.
They're all
They already
everyone
like
listens to the show.
They like
I'm
Carmen
not
beforehand.
I'm not trying to do stand-up comedy in Pennsylvania.
Right.
Yeah, I know where my bread is buttered. I know what's going on.
So you're not really doing stand-up comedy.
You are. You're just doing it with a little bit of an advantage.
A little bit.
Yeah, or a major advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that.
If you go to a room somewhere where nobody knows you and you can make the room laugh, to me that's very impressive.
Yeah, but like Seinfeld said, being famous or being known or whatever, he said that gives you about 2 minutes.
Yeah,
Because then if you're
true.
not funny, you get, hey, we're excited, this person. And then if they're not funny, they're like, nope, we don't like it.
Yeah.
I bombed in Tampa. So
I thought you were very good.
that
was
Side Splitters. I was I
Yeah.
can tell you, Side Splitters I did good. McCurdy's I did good. Visani I did okay. And
I know where.
Yeah, I know you know where I bombed.
Plus, you were going up right before Mark Norman. He was really
That
funny.
was fine.
Yeah.
That was the easy one. Going up before Mark Norman and having to do 5 minutes was easy.
Yeah.
Going up before Bobby and having to do 5 minutes is easy. Those are the easy ones. But every once in a while, you get one that throws you for a loop, like the cigar place. Where I bombed. I literally and physically bombed. I bombed in the room and almost fell off the table.
Because they didn't know who you were?
No, they knew it was Tampa. They all knew who I was.
Okay.
But I didn't start out very well. I go, my first joke, I said, look at all you cigar smokers. How bad do you guys really want to S&D? And they were all like,
Get them on your side.
That's where you lost them?
Insult them.
Bobby was like,
right off the bat.
Bobby's like, your first joke, you insulted everybody in the room. I told them they're all closet homosexuals. And I was like, oh.
It's a tough room. It's a tough room.
He goes, I'm sitting there with the owner of a cigar company, and you're over there telling them they're all secretly gay, and that's why they got big cigars in their mouth.
It's this guy's entire livelihood.
Yeah.
Is the cigar part that he owns.
Sorry.
Glad we got Mike Calta to come out tonight.
Yeah. I'm not a comedian. Anyway, what do you have for the weekend for the 4th of July plans?
Nothing currently.
Really?
I think I'm hanging out with the family on 4th of July. I'm not sure what that. There were some plans in the group text, and I left the group text.
My wife has to work. I left the group text.
Yeah, I'm like,
I left the group text. Too many dings.
Yeah, I'm getting blown up. I don't know what's going on. There's GIFs and pictures. I'm like, I'm out.
Isn't that the most annoying group chats, whatever, where people have to continue on and on and on, and it's just like we're done. We're done.
Yeah. What was your group chat about this weekend? Mine was about Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had to leave the group chat about Christmas. I couldn't get anything done on my phone because everybody's commenting on Christmas.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
But
my son was like, you could just mute that. I went, oh, no, I didn't know.
No, I like it to say,
yes,
Gio has left the chat.
Yeah.
I like that message to be like a big middle finger.
Right.
All right.
But then what happens is when it gets to the time that, when it gets to 4th of July, I'll bitch about what we're doing, and they're like, you left the group chat and you didn't have any input at all what we were doing, so you can't be angry.
I will tell you, I was thinking about this the other day, and I didn't bring it up, but you said that you're staying down in Siesta Key, which had to have been planned out, because you're not just this last week going, oh, we're going to stay in Siesta Key. Like, that had to be planned in advance. Whoever's doing the planning in advance, and I'm assuming Amanda, that's good, because you're getting that done. So the fact that they're already talking about Christmas is pretty good.
Yeah.
I know that's probably annoying because
Yeah.
you're trying to do stuff and the beep, 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 all that. But if you want stuff done, you got to plan it out far ahead.
Here's how it should work. Everybody should do the planning and then just tell me, hey, this is what we're doing. That's all I need to know.
If in years past you haven't said, well, I don't want to do that, or we should do this.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I just
because I don't know if you're as easy peasy as you think you are.
my brother was like, I can't believe nobody's responding to this. And I'm like, because you're talking about Christmas and it's barely even June. It's the end of June and you're already planning for Christmas. So no, nobody's excited about Christmas yet. We got
Halfway?
to get through 4th of July. I know, but we got a lot of things to do before. And so we got 4th of July. Then we have the Bone Beach Bash.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going on vacation next month. I'm looking forward to that. I'd like to be. Oh, I just realized that's a floating casino. That's going to be great. That's going to be good. This is my first time going to where I don't have to worry about the kids being in like a kids club. They can go run around and do their own thing, and I can go to the casino and not worry that Juliana's got to be picked up or she's going to be in the room or anything. I could just let them roam. Oh, that's going to be nice.
If she even goes, she may get mad at you and start crying.
Roam right off the side of the ship like that Disney
good Lord.
girl.
That's his daughter.
I'm not going in after her. I'm telling you right now. Carmen, I don't know how David did it with you and Holly.
What? Oh, yeah. Listen,
Having two of you.
Yeah. Like I said, now that when I was younger, I was like, oh, the life I live, it's so hard. Everyone hates me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very dramatic. And now that I'm older, I'm like, I was very thankful, and I'm very thankful and very blessed. Like, I had a good family close to me, even though we had our things. Every family does. But if all the sports I played, I never went without a new pair of basketball shoes every year. My grandpa oiled my gloves for me for softball, and I always got picked up, and they brought me lunch and dinner. And I've looking back on it, I feel bad because I was a little brat.
In my sophomore year of high school, I couldn't wrestle on the wrestling team because I couldn't afford to buy the shoes. So you want to know why I have 14 refrigerators? That's why. Well, that's good. That's good. And it's also good that it's because of your upbringing. You do so well with the Chamberlain kids.
Yeah.
You're passing that on.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, that's just being an athlete. You know what I mean? Knowing what that's like.
Yeah,
and
I get
going
it.
through it.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I understand how that is.
And just the love for sports. I do miss playing, but I'm also very aware of my age and know that I cannot play. I'm not going to join a rec league because I will definitely hurt myself.
I bet you could do a rec league. You'd be fine.
Yeah,
as long as you just stretch and warm up and do the stuff.
A rec league of what?
I don't know, whatever she wants to play. Kickball, flag football.
I told you my son joined the adult kickball league, and he said 3 people got injured in the first game.
Dude, that's brutal.
Broken toe, torn ACL, and some other woman fell down and got a concussion.
And I don't want to be the person who joins a rec league and I'm the one who's taping my arm and wearing goggles and
Car,
stuff.
you think you're going to be the only one out there putting tape and goggles on?
That's what Rashad Todd does.
Yeah.
I'm sure. And it probably smells like Ben Gay.
Yeah, he's taping his ankles before the kickball game.
People are talking about Tommy Johns and this and that. And yeah.
Right.
Carmen, what can we do together? Can we play like an adult volleyball league or something?
Volleyball.
I think that's the least amount of injuries can occur.
I think pickleball.
Yeah, they say pickleball is easy.
Pickleball's easy. That's why older people play it, because it's a mix of tennis and ping pong. You don't really have to move. You know what I mean? A lot. You just have to be like quick with the arms.
And
But
you're already the champion at Wii Tennis. Oh, no, you're not.
Oh,
Shut up. Joe. I drove down 54 yesterday, and right around 54 in Sun Lake Road in Lutz Land Lakes area, they built this long. I mean, it's like 5 blocks long of just a building. It looks weird. It looks government type. There's no signs on it or anything. Well, there's signs the other day. I drove by and it said pickleball on it. I wonder if it's an indoor pickleball court.
Yeah. Well, because in Florida, you definitely need indoor pickleball courts. But like, I know there's one kind of like on the outside of Ybor,
Right.
but it's like $80 for a month to like go. Like, it's expensive. So unless you have just like a tennis court or something to go to,
Yeah.
it's just expensive. I used to go to one of the rec centers across from Y, and they had it like Wednesday night. But
Don't the tennis players lose their mind if you're playing pickleball on the tennis court, though?
sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah. But like for the most part, if you're there first, you know what I mean. Like, suck it.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, it doesn't matter if I'm playing tennis or pickleball. If I'm on
Sure.
the court first, like,
I get
screw
it,
you.
but you know that there would be. This is a tennis court, not
Yeah.
pickleball. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
calling 911.
Oh, we used to bring the nets over there and play hockey on the tennis courts.
Oh, yeah.
In the apartment complex, sure, because they had the only flat top. You know,
I'm telling you, as a guy who goes to tennis courts sometimes, you could do whatever you want. Nobody's ever at tennis courts. I don't
Right,
think I've
yeah.
ever gone where there is even anybody else playing. It's like, all right.
I drove to pick up Juliana's friend yesterday into what's this horse place across the street from me? I forgot what it's called.
Horse City,
No, it's called
Saddlebrook.
no, it's something horse farm. So Van Dyke Farms.
Okay.
Van Dyke Farms. And you drive in there and it's amazing. They have a little pier that you can walk out and fish off of.
That looks like a nice area. I've driven past that before. It looks
Then
nice.
they have tennis courts, racquetball courts. Then they have a tennis court that has little nets on the other side so you can play hockey on it or soccer or something like that. I was very impressed. Yeah. So
we have some tennis courts close to our house, and I know when the tennis people are there. It's Saturday and Sunday,
Right.
early morning. They get there at like 7:00. It's mainly old Asian men, and they play for about 2-3 hours, and that's the only time anyone is ever on those tennis courts.
okay.
Other
Well,
than that,
let's
it's free
find a
for
time.
pickleball.
Let's find it. I want to play. You got to teach me how to play. But
Okay.
also keep in mind that I went to Top Golf and still can't raise my arms above my head.
Yeah, we will not play one-on-one.
It is amazing how much I felt every ounce of everything I did just from Top Golf. Like I felt
Yeah.
it in my legs. I felt it in my ass cheeks.
what did you do?
Well, I
It's
mean,
not a normal movement.
Yeah.
exactly. And I'm not saying this to be like you,
No.
but you're not doing a lot of activities.
Right.
And so you're moving, and with golfing, you're doing everything. You're engaging your core, your legs, your arms,
Hips.
doing everything, hips, everything. So you're literally making lactic acid in all of your body muscles. So that's all going to be sore.
Yeah.
And then if you don't go home or stretch afterwards or,
I stretched.
you know what I mean? Like anything like that, then it just builds up and it makes you sore.
Right.
How many times did you hit the ball?
I played 3 games. And in 3 games, you go, I don't know, maybe
You hit it 15
20
times.
times. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
A
It
game.
was
Or
5.
10.
You go 5 shots at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
About 45.
yeah, I was hitting it. I mean, you know, and it was good.
Listen, the last time I went to Top Golf for Chad's coaching thing, I hit the ball 15 times. And I know that. I hit it 15 times and I was sore.
Okay.
And I used to go golfing like 2 or 3 times a week.
I
And-
told you whenever, I was running all the time, and I think I had just done a marathon like, a couple weeks before, and somebody invited me to play soccer. And I go, all right, I'm in good shape now. I can go play soccer easily, but soccer is completely different
Yeah.
because you're cutting and going back and forth. My legs were so sore, and I was like, how am I so sore? It's bananas. Yeah, if you don't use your muscles, guess what?
Well, the 5K, I was sore for like over a week.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, me
And that
too.
was the 5K going up those ramps and stuff, which is even more.
Yeah.
I was sore from the 5K. Just walking on that field was a lot.
You were sore from leaning against the sofa?
Gio, if you go to our Instagram at the Mike Calta Show,
Oh, no.
there's a video of a car crashing into a fireworks building. Have you seen this?
Oh, yes. I did see that
It's
last
pretty
night.
amazing. But while you're there, if you look at the stories, there's Gio, burger guy, and lawyer guy. Ask the burger guy.
Oh, jeez.
No more Ask the Dom. It's now Ask the burger guy if you need legal advice.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to check in with Galvin. He's got today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Well, today's top story, a partial verdict was reached yesterday in the Diddy trial, but it can't be delivered until it's complete. A 12-hour of deliberation, the panel of 12 jurors, 8 men and 4 women, decided on 4 out of the 5 counts. They decided on the 2 sex trafficking charges and the 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. The jurors are still deciding on the racketeering conspiracy charge, so there'll be more deliberating today.
Guilty.
Also, in court yesterday, Diddy tried to comfort his mom, who was seated directly behind him. He reportedly whispered to her, quote, "I'll be all right. I love you," while thumping his chest. He also said something quietly to his 6 adult children.
Daddy is a real freak. Real freak.
Get rid of the pizza boxes. Yeah. You heard that, didn't you?
No.
Did you hear that audio?
from jail,
It was
right?
the phone call.
Yeah.
From jail. You know, they're all recorded and stuff. And he's like, "Hey, make sure you talk to the entertainment man, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you get rid of all the pizza boxes."
Yeah.
And and he's like speaking in code.
Code,
yeah.
You
He's
know,
talking
so-
to his son, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but smart enough not to say, talk to so-and-so, get rid of all the baby oil or whatever. But he's, pizza boxes and this and that. So I don't know exactly what all that was, but really interesting.
With his ego, do you think he thinks he's going to be found guilty, or he's like, this is going to be just,
I think he thinks he's going to jail.
Yeah?
I think he knows the powerful people he's dealing with and what the situation is. You know what I mean?
Because again, I feel like Diddy did not spearhead this, right? Like he's not the mastermind.
Right. And
He's the one who did it. Who
And
put
I think they've put people in jail before, and he was part of that. So he's like, "Oh, it's my turn.
right.
I'm getting taken down now."
Will, if Diddy is guilty, will Donald Trump pardon Diddy?
No.
No?
No, you can't
Didn't
pardon
he
Diddy.
say he was going
Well,
to though?
Yeah, he said he'll look into
he
it.
said
Of course
people
he can
are talking
pardon
about
Diddy.
it.
Biden already pardoned him.
What?
With the auto pen. He already pardoned him. He's already out of it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You opening for Mo?
Yeah. Wow. I'll be doing pickleball at the Bone Beach.
Wow.
Yeah.
Biden
Good
did
night,
not
everybody.
pardon. He did not pardon
No.
Diddy, and
President
Trump
Joe
said that
Biden.
he would look into it the same way he did with the Tiger King guy. He
Both
is-
New York guys. I mean,
Well, that's why 50 Cent said he better not. Trump better not pardon him.
yeah, I don't think Trump. You can't. It's one thing to. It's one thing to dance around something when you got full crime. When you talk about sex trafficking and
Yeah, you never know, but probably not. If you say like the Christies, but that was financial. That wasn't necessarily, people getting raped and
Right.
sex trafficking and all that.
and they did serve a amount of
But
time.
if it were to happen, I wouldn't be like, "What?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God." I'd be like, "Whoa, that's pretty wild."
well, I would if it happened. I'd be like, "What?" That goes to show you who's
Yeah.
in cahoots with who.
I would-
I
I
think
wouldn't
that
be surprised at
automatically
all.
makes him guilty if he does that. Not guilty, but it automatically makes him guilty by association if he does that.
Diddy has said nice things about Trump in the past. I could see Trump pardoning him.
yeah.
Give him a pardon.
I don't know. man.
Anybody that says good things,
Those
you're-
are pretty tough.
yeah.
Those are pretty tough accusations to say. Sex trafficking, beating up that girl in the hallway on video. Pardon that. That's
I
hard
don't
to get
know.
away with for
Diddy's gonna
anybody.
be like, "You remember Rock the Vote?"
yeah.
He's
I was
already-
out there.
He's already pardoned a lot of scumbags.
Yeah.
Who though?
All the January 6 guys.
Yeah, but
all
those
of them.
guys are nothing compared to.
Yeah, they beat up cops. That's pretty bad.
They didn't beat up cops.
Not
beat
all
up-
of
They
them.
They
didn't
beat up cops.
Not all of them.
Not
Not
all
all
of them,
of
but there
them.
are ones that literally on video beating cops and were set free.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Well, for some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But not as bad as beating up Cassie in the
No,
hallway.
probably not as bad. I mean, beating up your girlfriend on videos pretty bad
beating
too.
her bad.
Yeah.
Wow. And having freak offs with olive oil. And
It could happen. Probably not.
probably not.
Could happen.
He also could die of unassisted suicide.
Sure, yeah.
That too.
Right.
Seniors, students, taxpayers, children, parents, low-income Americans, and just about everyone else will be affected by the massive tax and spending bill being hashed out in real time on Capitol Hill. Republicans call it President Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act, but there have been several versions. The latest passed the Senate on Tuesday with Vice President J.D. Vance's tie-breaking vote. Senate Republicans' version of the bill differs in key ways from what the House passed in May. Both chambers will ultimately have to pass the same version to send the package to Trump's desk by desired July 4th deadline.
Will that happen?
Will it be passed?
No, will it be passed by July 4th?
No, they'll probably extend it.
Yeah.
They'll be like, hey, we got cookouts
Holiday
and stuff.
Yeah, we got weenies and
Yeah.
what's his name? Is coming. Joey Chestnut's coming back. We got things to do.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Who eats more weenies? Joey Chestnut or P. Diddy?
I think it sounds to me like Diddy.
I mean, they'd definitely give him a run for the money.
Yeah. I mean, he's having a 4th of July party.
Do you think Diddy was ever watching Joey Chestnut? He was
Getting turned on.
see if he wants to come to the freak off.
Yeah.
What a weird story, man.
You know, I was telling Amanda last night. I was like, think of all these people that you like that were hardcore rappers that are all now gay. You know, or all turned out to be gay or doing gay stuff. And she was like, yeah, I didn't, no big deal, but I never really thought about it. And then the rumor was back in the day that Suge Knight and Dr. Dre used to like to peg each other. And I thought there's no way that that's true with those two big guys.
But if you think about it, we always talk about, especially like politicians, where they're against gays and this and that and everything, and you find out that they're just banging all the gay dudes and doing all this stuff because they're so against it. Rappers, black rappers, in the 90s and early 2000s were don't even play with that stuff. Don't even joke around. That's not cool. Whatever. And now you start finding out all these guys were doing stuff, and you're like, oh, well, there you go.
I don't know. Charges against Diddy, look at that. Racketeering, sex trafficking, transportation to engage in prostitution, sex trafficking by force, transportation to engage in prostitution. Those are all accounts. Those are the ones he's going to get, but I don't think that's a big deal. I think even if he all he gets found guilty for is the prostitution stuff, he's probably already got time served on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But how many counts?
That's the thing.
I mean, that's not. I don't see that as being that big of a deal.
Right, but I feel like that's how they want him for the racketeering. If they can't get him for racketeering, they will make the the prostitution charges.
The sex trafficking charges carry a mandatory minimum of 15 years per account.
Oof.
Yeah, so
right.
So even if you get 3, you're dead.
He's
you're
already
dead in jail.
What? 50
something. Yeah.
Wow. Who's going to feed the kookaroos?
Oh man.
Get rid of them pizza boxes.
55.
Yeah, he's 55. So if he gets 3 counts, that's 45. Yeah, he's dead in jail.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Unless Trump pardons him.
I mean,
we'll see what happens. It is a wild
I mean, a
time
lot
to
of
be
people
alive.
say he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's misunderstood.
Oh, that would be insane.
A lot of people are saying more money, more problems. CBS News parent Paramount Global has agreed to pay $16 million to resolve an extraordinary lawsuit filed by President Donald Trump over a 60 Minutes news report last fall. It was the whole Kamala Harris thing about editing that stuff, whatever. So Paramount said the $16 million sum includes plaintiff's fees and costs and will not be paid to Trump directly, but instead will be allocated to Trump's future presidential library, mirroring a settlement agreement that Disney ABC struck with Trump last December. The settlement does not include a statement of apology or regret, Paramount specified.
$16 million.
Yeah. Trump filed the lawsuit before winning re-election. His complaint was about a single question and answer in a lengthy 60 Minutes interview with then Vice President Kamala Harris. He claimed without evidence that the Harris exchange was deliberately edited to benefit the Democratic candidate and hurt him.
Well, I mean, he's right, and they found him right.
Absolutely right. He's absolutely right. They found him right. They're going to have to pay out $16 million. Yeah, because I mean, we all have seen her where she does those crazy rambling. So they cut it down to make it look like it was a normal answer, to make her look better.
Right.
Which in turn makes him look bad.
I'm surprised just 16 million. I would think far more.
Well, 16 million from Paramount, and he had already had a thing from Disney, ABC.
But I mean, from a Paramount or that's not a lot apologizing.
No,
that's very small.
No, but it's a victory.
Yeah,
and that's the case.
Even though they're not apologizing or any statement of a regret or anything, you lost. You had to pay. So it's like you go, okay, well, he was right. You were wrong.
Settlement's not. You're not exactly admitting defeat.
No,
you're trying to stop it from going further.
A settlement is saving money.
Yeah.
Is all it is. A settlement is saving money. So if they say, all right, what will it cost us to get out of this? $16 million just to pay it, and we don't have to admit that we were wrong. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then as opposed to paying $160 million just to pay the lawyers to go on and prove at one point that it doesn't matter when nobody cares about the situation anymore.
Right. Usually the apology though is part of it. I'm surprised they didn't have to at least put out an apology for editing the video.
But I think he hears that they have to they have to pay. Yeah. That's the apology.
Good enough.
It doesn't say in this that it was a settlement per se. So it says a $16 million sum.
Agreement.
It says $16 million sum includes plaintiff's fees and costs, blah, blah, blah. So I don't agreed to pay $16 million to resolve a lawsuit filed by. So, it could be a settlement, whatever. They didn't use that actual verbiage. So
if it didn't go to trial, then it would be a settlement, I think, right?
Yeah.
A professor of civil...
You're the lawyer.
Yeah. Let us know.
Jeez.
Sidebar. A professor of civil engineering at Penn State thinks we should ban left turns at more intersections around the country. He says they're more dangerous than most people realize. About 40% of all crashes happen at intersections, and over 60% of those crashes involve someone making a left turn. Half of them involve a serious injury, and 1 in 5 involve a fatality. So he says banning left turns at busy intersections would save a lot of lives. Another reason to do it is to make intersections Another reason to do it is they make intersections less efficient if you have the left turn. Green arrows make left turns safer, but everyone else in the intersection has to wait just so a few cars can turn. He thinks more cities should make left turns illegal, and at least during rush hour, it would save lives and maybe get you to work faster as well.
So that's how they have it in New Jersey. In New Jersey, you don't make the left turns. You go through a loop. You go through a circle.
Yeah.
Which seems to me a huge waste of time. If you really want to cut back on accidents, start testing people once they reach the age of 55 and then every 10 years after that to see if they still have the abilities to drive and to make common sense decisions on the spur of the moment as they're driving. That's where I think you get the most of the problems are. The confusion of elderly people trying to drive and not sure if they can make a left here or approaching intersections slow. That's where the problems lie.
Because like those roundabouts, they're kind of newer. And they are all over Sarasota, which the age range down there is very high. So it's all these older people who are already confused, and now you're going to add in a new road structure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Carmen, you should be able to simply adapt to the road and the changes. If not, you might be too old to drive.
100%. Trust me, I get it. The roundabouts are easy if you get them, but I'm just saying, like, they put them in and you're 70 years old, that's going to be confusing.
Well,
they should just add turn lights. You know how if there's like a 3-lane, like there's one light specifically that gives the arrow to be able to turn.
Yeah,
right,
well, that's
like
what this guy is saying.
Yeah.
He said, now everybody else has to wait for a few cars that are turning left. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, I mean, that would also save the accidents. Instead of just getting rid of left turns, because now I have to go down and around and do a U-turn to make that?
Yeah, or if they have, like Mike was saying, they have the loop that's already built,
right.
But then, they have to build it and do all that stuff. By the way, speaking of taking turns and doing stuff, I saw engineers over in India got fired because there was a $2.3 million bridge that they built that has a 90-degree angle in it. It was a bridge with a 90-degree, like, good luck. I mean, how do you build that? How does somebody not go, hey, are we really going to have this?
Not going to work.
Like, that doesn't make sense. A drunk driver in Northern California had more than 70 empty cans of beer in his car.
Wow.
The cop lined them up on the hood of the car. In fact, I have a picture I'm going to send you guys right now. It's pretty unbelievable.
Got a couple cold roadies with him.
No big deal. Just out for having a good time, right? There you go. Take a look on Bone TV, and you can look at your phones there. Cops lined them all up on the hood of the car and took a picture. The breathalyzer showed that he was more than 3 times the legal limit.
Wow.
So not that he necessarily drank all of those, but he drank a lot of them. 3 times the
Am I
legal
being detained?
limit. Kick rocks.
All right.
By the way, make sure you're not drinking and driving this weekend, 4th of July.
Jeez.
You know, you're going to get in trouble. I have a hot or not for you guys.
Oh, good.
A 23-year-old woman was arrested for drug trafficking 17 pounds of meth in a Cybertruck in Columbia, Missouri. On Thursday, a Boone County police officer conducted a traffic stop on a silver Cybertruck for having a legal front passenger tent. The driver, Asia Schaefer, had a child in the back seat and claimed that she was leaving the park and lunch. According to the court documents, the officer had prior knowledge that the vehicle was coming from Kansas City and that Schaefer was lying. Schaefer eventually admitted she was coming from Kansas City, where she picked up an unknown bag. Inside that diaper bag was 2 trash bags with 7 bundles of meth, which came out to a total of 17 pounds of methamphetamine. Schaefer was booked into the Boone County Jail. Prosecutors charged her with first-degree trafficking of drugs.
What's her first name again?
Her first name is Asia. Her name is Asia Schaefer. She is 23 years old. She's driving a Cybertruck, and she's got 17 pounds of meth in it. With a kid in it, too. With a kid in the car. Mike Calta, hot or not?
23?
23, Asia Schaefer,
Cybertruck?
Cybertruck, lots of
Asia?
meth. Yeah, Kansas City.
Gotta be hot.
Yeah?
Gotta be hot. I don't think she's doing the meth. I think she's just getting the money. I'm going to say hot.
All right. Gio, what do you think?
Yeah, I was gonna say meth face, but I think now that Mike says that, I think she's just running the operation.
She's a mule.
Yeah, got the Cybertruck. She's hot.
Okay. Carmen, what do you think?
23 with a Cybertruck. She did not pay for that. She is hot.
Yeah. People just giving stuff to her.
Yeah.
All right. Check on Bone TV there, and you guys check your phones. 23-year-old Asia Schaefer. She's hot. She's hot.
Yeah.
She's not like the greatest in the world, but she's definitely not a meth head or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, she has potential to be a meth head, but
Right.
she is not there yet. She looks like she was hot in the 60s.
She looks like a very young Diane Keaton, doesn't she?
Yeah, a little bit.
She does have a little bit of meth face, though. A little bit.
She does. It looks like the beginning of meth face.
Yeah, if you zoom in,
Right.
she's starting to dabble.
Yeah. She tried a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
It was 18 pounds,
Because she's only 23.
and they only got 17 out of there.
Check
Yeah.
back when she's 26.
By the way, speaking of being a mule, that movie Mule with Clint Eastwood, that's
Yeah.
a good movie.
Oh, it's great.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, really?
You've
Yeah.
never seen that?
No.
Yeah,
It's
you should,
really good.
All
you
right.
should definitely watch that.
Mule.
It's good. Yeah, he takes drugs,
Right.
from one spot to
Is it
another.
like recent? I missed
Oh
this
yeah, it's
recently.
within last
10 years.
Oh, all right.
5 years, I would say. Right? When did that come out?
I think more than that. Maybe
Mule.
under
Bradley
10.
Cooper's in there as well.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
in.
It's he's an old man, and he gets
Oh yeah, 2018. God,
Roped
I'm
it.
terrible with dates.
roped into becoming a drug mule, and
All right.
it's really good. And Bradley Cooper's a cop.
Broke, alone, and facing foreclosure on his business. 90-year-old Earl Stone takes a job as a drug courier for a Mexican cartel.
All right. I'm in.
Yeah,
It's pretty good. Like I'd go watch it again.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I may be the worst with knowing times.
I think the pandemic really threw things off because that was
Yeah.
such a weird time for like 2-3 years that
But how do you judge? Like I can do. I have from 1 till 17 in New York. Then I have from 1989 till now in Florida, but I have 1989 till 1996 or really 94 when I started doing radio. Then 96 when I got a real job in radio. Like I'm doing it by moments in my
Yeah,
life.
I do that too. Like
Yeah.
I know 1 to 19, Illinois, 19, Florida, but different part of Florida. Then down here, I know radio 2000 is when I started radio, so that makes that easy, whatever. But literally, when I was in the hospital the other day and I was talking about kidney stones, and I said mine were uric acid, so I became a vegetarian because if I wasn't eating the animal protein, And I said I was vegetarian for like 8 years. Could have been 3, could have been 5. I don't know. I have no idea.
difference.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a huge difference. And I'm like, I don't know.
I hope the IRS doesn't ever call you for anything.
I
You'd be
know,
like,
right?
Oh, no.
I'm like, I have no idea how long it was.
Ask me how much I get paid.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like if you said to me, what is my, like, I could figure out an area, a kind of roundabout
Because you know the
figure.
lump sum, so if you had to break it down, you know.
But I don't. But that's the thing. I don't know the lump sum. Like I don't know what my check is.
No, but I'm saying like you know what your contract is.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like,
you don't even
no,
know that?
because there's accelerators in the contract.
Okay.
So like I think now is a change in my contract because of the year, and I don't know what it went from and what it is now. Now if I know a ballpark. So but I don't. If you ask me under oath, I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't tell you how much time I have on my contract.
Yeah.
When I signed my contract,
Yeah.
how I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have it in my email.
Happily employed.
Yeah.
We're happily employed that we don't even care.
You hear that, Carmen? So much that he can't even
Must be nice.
can't even count it. There's so much.
I don't deal with it. It's not a lot. I mean, it's all right.
Also so much doesn't even care.
No,
Yeah.
I know there's money there.
they
It's
could have
fine.
shortchanged me. They could have paid me. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's just whatever.
How can you really tell how much money you have?
Yeah, so much.
I
Why
can't say
bother?
anything. I can't say anything on this show.
Why bother to even count it or keep track? It's there.
Mike Calta Show, good morning. You son of a bitch. Mike Calta Show, hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Mike. How you doing, guys?
Yeah, we're all right. What's going on?
Yeah, I just want to comment about like the no left turns. I love how these politicians want to make laws, but think about it. The roundabout's a good idea, but as a truck driver, if you stop left turns, do you know how hard that would make delivering the stuff that we need every single day?
Impossible.
Simple as that.
It's
Yeah.
impossible.
I'd like to point out, though, this wasn't a politician. This was a professor of civil engineering. So he has a little bit more.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm just letting you know.
He was saying in the grand scheme of things, it would be safer. Probably wouldn't be smarter or more convenient. Certainly not convenient for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Just wanted comments about that because there's so many times when I can't do a left turn and I might have to drive 10 miles out of the way just to turn around, and it's quite inconvenient.
Can I ask you something? As a truck driver, and you're driving a big semi-tractor trailer?
Yes, sir. 53 foot.
Wow.
Listen, I try to, as
Trailer.
much as I can, let flash the lights, let you guys know you can get over, do any of that stuff, because I know that's a big thing. That's a lot to deal with and stuff. But are there times where you're like, all right, I'm coming over. Hey, I'm coming over. Whether you're there or not, I'm coming over. Move out of the way. Do you do that?
Only in emergencies. Like sometimes if I literally run out of room and there's a ramp and there's a merge, and I mean, I will always, if I have to, just slam on the brakes, and do what I can to be safe, because I understand, it is a responsibility. We're the big guys out on the road, and as a big guy, you got to realize that you could hurt some people, and I'm more worried about safety than getting there on time, to be honest.
Yeah.
You're a good man, sir. I appreciate the call. Thank you. Be safe on the road. Have a good 4th of July. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Mike?
Yeah?
Oh, sorry, boss.
What's up?
Hey, man, I just wanted to call you guys. I lived down here in Sarasota, have for 40 years. You guys are coming down here this weekend. Best advice to Galvin, especially, who I'm sure doesn't like to sit in traffic at all.
Yeah.
I don't.
Come Thursday night, leave Saturday morning, bro.
Am I staying with you, or what's what's going on?
Hey, I'm not even close to the key, so I would offer you space, but it's one road in, and it's a drawbridge, and it's one lane, and there's tons of construction right now on the roads leading up to it.
Oh.
So it ain't gonna be fun.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Yeah, I planned on leaving early. Yeah, I mean, I like real early. And if I get there, if I make it in 2 hours early, I'll go get something to eat and just hang out and do whatever. But yeah, I plan on leaving pretty early.
The problem is Jenny going with you?
I don't think so.
So I got to leave my family on 4th of July to go. But Amanda has to work.
Yeah.
Amanda has to work, and I go, how do you have to work on 4th of July? And she goes, people have mental problems. It doesn't take off on 4th of July. I go,
And
yeah, I guess so.
Probably exasperated by, fireworks.
Holidays and fireworks, yeah.
Especially, if they have problems with explosions and stuff.
Mm.
I think John and I are riding out together, so.
I'm going in the afternoon, I guess, like before.
That's what I was
traffic.
thinking too,
Yeah.
but we'll see. A poll found that the top little things that can throw off your whole day are what? Like, what are some little things that happen
When your daughter cries.
threw off my whole day?
Diarrhea.
Diarrhea is not a little thing. That's a major event, I think. Things like skipping coffee if you don't get your coffee.
Oh, it ruined my whole day.
Right?
Yeah.
What about if you forget to brush your teeth?
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how you forget to brush your teeth. Like it's so ingrained since you're a child. I don't like it's the first thing I do when I wake up.
Yes, but have you ever forgot to put on deodorant?
I never wear deodorant. So, but also, yeah, I know what you're saying. You leave the house without doing something.
Yeah,
you forget something.
Not showering. If you don't have time and you're like, I can't even take a shower,
that'll
then you
ruin your
just
day.
feel gross all day.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is weird. Or skipping your morning workout. You do that a lot.
Well, it makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
When I
Carmen,
forget my phone, it sucks.
Oh yeah, I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you
mean,
go through the day.
Yeah.
I would understand if you were an hour late because you had to go back
Yeah.
and get your phone. Like,
I'm with you.
That's an excused absence.
Yep.
you being on time, it doesn't make sense to me at all if you forgot your phone.
Yeah. It's happened a couple times too.
I
I'm like,
know.
oh, damn it.
And we were
I
both
would
like,
lose my mind.
Yeah.
I would lose my mind. The other day, I got in the shower and forgot to take my phone with me. And I was like, oh, damn it.
Shower.
Yeah.
oh my God.
I always take the phone in the shower. You don't do that?
No, I don't.
No.
'Cause
I
I got
have it
that-
sitting right there. How else am I singing all the hits?
Right,
man?
right.
I'll play music like in the bathroom with my phone, but I'm not taking it in the shower.
Well, I have the like the little bench in the shower,
Right.
so I'm always just sitting there, just chilling out on my phone,
Scrolling your phone.
scrolling through, texting, and then
Just naked.
yeah. No, I mean, I'm not
You ever have
talking to
conversations with people and let them know, like whenever you're texting them, hey, by the way, I'm all
Yeah.
wet and naked in the
Wait,
shower.
anybody. So if Bobby calls me and it goes to voicemail, it's fine. But then if he calls back right away, then I'm like, he needs to get a hold of me for something. So I've answered the phone plenty of times. What are you doing? I'm in the shower right now. Just you could hear the echo in the
Yeah.
background. You know, I'm just telling you.
Dude, are you naked?
Yeah. And then
Water's running.
He'll go, dude, you naked right now? Put it on FaceTime.
Hang on, let me go get in the shower.
Yeah.
And you shower together.
We shower together, sure.
Of course, it's 4th of July this weekend. 2,000 people were asked to name the top must-have things for their 4th of July party. So things, if you went to a 4th of July party, this wasn't part of it, you'd be like, huh.
I mean,
what
it
is this?
has to have hot dogs, has to have food.
Classic barbecue foods.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Yeah, hot dogs, burgers, all that type of stuff. If you showed up and they had vegan this and a salad, you'd be like, what? I
Yeah.
thought this was I thought this was America.
Yeah, you don't want that. You're looking forward to hot dogs and hamburgers for 4th of July.
4th of July party must have barbecue. What else?
Beer,
Beer. I think that can be thrown in with that.
alcohol.
We'll throw that in.
Oh, with what? Barbecue?
With the
Okay.
food and stuff and everything. Make sure you have beer.
Warm apple pie.
Apple pie. That's also
That's food.
We're
Wow.
just all,
Games.
you guys are just all going food.
Right.
I mean, I
Fourth
know
of July.
are fireworks going to be on the
Fireworks.
list? I don't want fireworks on my party.
No.
It's not possible in some areas. Don't break any laws, but it's next on the list. Is a lot of people like fireworks. I don't like fireworks, but
I like fireworks when professionals do them.
yeah.
I like to see them. Like if I could sit on a balcony and watch them over the water, I enjoy that. But I don't want them. I don't want Timmy up the street blowing them mortars off in the middle of the cul-de-sac. I don't need that.
Yeah. By the way, your brother just texted me. He said showers with his phone, never answers the phone or text.
Leaves group chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing they say, number 3 for if you're having a 4th of July party, have to have some great music.
By the way, that bitch texted me yesterday.
no.
He texted me, and I had the phone in my hand. He texted me, and I wrote back to him in a second.
That
Not
bitch.
even.
Mm.
That bitch.
Great music. Got to have a
You
good
gotta have it.
playlist. You make sure you're, everyone. You don't want just one specific thing that you like. You got to make everybody happy. And then outdoor games. They say cornhole is number 1. That's a safe bet if you have cornhole out there. And then they say that is followed by bocce ball. Play a little bocce.
Ooh, I got the bocce court.
Cheap
Yeah.
ball.
So Pete and I, when we lived together in Feather Sound had a detached building from where we lived that had a pool and a clubhouse or whatever, and we rented it out every 4th of July, and we had a party.
Yeah.
And it was great. Everybody went in the pool. Everybody hung out in the clubhouse. We had a nice party. Then when Amanda and I moved in together, we started having the 4th of July party at my house. Gio, you've gone to a few of those 4th of July parties at different houses.
I came out to the Wesley Chapel house one time.
I was out there.
Wesley Chapel house was like the last of the crazy ones.
Yeah.
Then we brought it over to Land O'Lakes. This is now that I have a child, and there's people. There were 3 midgets at my house at the party.
Guy in genie pants.
There's a guy in genie pants. There were 3 midgets, a guy in genie pants, X-Pac,
Oh, yeah.
a fat porn star,
Yep.
and
There were chicken nuggets in the hot tub,
Chicken
like
nuggets
just
in the hot
floating in
tub,
water.
yeah.
It was weird.
that I met 2 girls at Publix while I was buying the beer. They came to the party.
Yeah.
It was crazy. By the end of the night, there was fully naked girls in the pool, and we were having chicken fights. And Amanda was like, "I'm going to bed," and I said, "Okay, good night." And she went to bed. And then that night, I got out of the pool, got dried off, changed, got in bed, and Amanda rolled over to me and she goes, "I don't think we're gonna have any more for the
That was the last one.
That was the
Yeah.
last one. That was the last one.
I had a great time at that party.
It was great, dude. That last one was insane.
Yeah, that's
we,
where I met
We had
X-Pac
the water
for the first
slide
time.
every
Yeah.
year. We had the water slide out back.
Yep.
That was badass.
Chicken nuggets were a bit soggy, but it was a good party.
Yeah. I remember sitting on a couch drinking to a very intoxicated X-Pac. And I
Yep.
thought, this is so weird. This guy's like my childhood.
The 1, 2, 3 kid is in my living room drunk right now.
And he's on the couch, like talking to me about life and
Yep.
the meaning of things. And I'm like, this is so weird.
I remember looking over and going, most parties, if a midget's there, it's a good party. I have 3 midgets here right now. 3 midgets. It was great. It was fantastic.
Who was the genie pants guy? I remember him, but I don't remember who he was.
So remember Amanda and Ashley, the twins that they were twins, hot twins who got into a fight and got arrested by their brother.
Yeah,
They were the
yeah.
misdemeanor twins.
Yeah.
Ashley was dating the genie pants guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I remember at one point he got pushed or fell in the pool, and then he was all pissed off at everybody.
Nobody liked him.
Yeah.
And then he got pushed in the pool and he had his phone in
His
the
phone,
pocket.
yeah, and he was pissed off at his phone, and I was like, well, this
And then
guy's
he's like,
weird.
"Give me rice," and I'm like, "I only have Uncle Ben's. I don't have in the bag. I don't have dry rice.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want from me."
Great time.
It was a great party.
Great time.
I would Dinah. I had the pool, the slide in the back, and Dinah would just spend the whole night just climbing the slide and going down the pool.
Yeah, she had big boobies hanging
she
out and
did.
stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
It was fun. It was fun. She's
R.I.P.
true too. Yeah.
No, and don't talk about her dead ninnies.
All right.
That's rude, Gio.
I'm just describing the atmosphere for those at home
right.
that weren't there.
Just me and
I
sure.
just remember she got up the slide. I was like, whoa.
Yep. It was good times.
Yeah. Midgets, ninnies, chicken
Wow.
nuggets, X-Pac.
Yep.
Now we'll be lucky if we
Yeah.
if I even have a couple of beers.
This place is empty now.
hmm
Jimmy Swaggart, the televangelist whose fall from grace in the late 80s made national headlines, has died. He was 90 years old. Swaggart was hospitalized in June 15th, rather, after going into cardiac arrest and being treated by paramedics. So he wound up dying. Yeah, 90 years old.
What was his deal? He was not Jessica Hahn. That was Jim Baker.
That was Jim Baker.
What was he? He had another girl though. He did have a prostitute or something, and he did come out on TV and say that, didn't he?
He said that he just wanted to take pictures of her and they didn't have sex, but I don't know if that was the actual story.
Do you remember who she was?
No.
I
don't
remember
remember.
I think she
because he
posted
was the
Playboy,
one
though.
I have sinned, right?
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
crying
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
What? Let's see what his what it says. Career shifting, blah blah blah. Prostitution scandal in 1988. Swagger was accused of patronizing a prostitute. He was suspended and ultimately defrocked by the Assemblies of God. 3 years later, he was implicated in another scandal involving prostitution. As a result, Swaggart's ministry became non-affiliated. Let's see, Swaggart's sex scandals received national attention. Yeah, so that's what it was.
Yeah. Prostitutes.
Yep.
People love the girls.
Points for Tony.
Of
More
course.
points for Tony.
Of course.
Yeah, only 10 points because it was an emergency pick, and he's so old.
Oh, he picked him up?
Yeah. Like he needs the points.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, Tony's the only one that should be making emergency picks because it's over.
Yeah, so
It's
tack
over
on
now.
another 10.
Yeah. Crazy.
472 points.
472.
Next
Wow.
closest is Mike with 93.
Yeah. I'm not even trying anymore.
Yeah, you're catching him. You're right on his tail.
Listen, you never know, but it's a lot like the Donald Trump thing. Probably won't happen. But
If I could go pick a bunch of those kids from the Dance Bomb show and then just wipe out the whole family,
yeah,
that'd be the only
maybe
way I'm
the
going to make
van
the
gets
points.
taken out going to a thing.
Something.
I tell myself if Tony did it in 6 months and got that many points,
It's true.
it's possible
It's
to
true.
also get that many points in 6 months.
Yeah, so Tony in the lead with 472. Mike has 93. Pap has 70. Then you've got Gio with 50. Carmen is next with 46. I'm all the way down to 12 points.
12.
And Ian still has 0. Last 3 years, 0
3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Is he out? If I know, I'll take his money.
Yeah, we'll take his money.
Oh, why not? During a Green Day show in Luxembourg, Billy Joe Armstrong gave a fan a guitar so he could play along to Good Riddance.
Was it
the
real?
Song. Yeah, they do that a lot. They do that a lot where they pull people up and do the thing. But the guy started playing Wonderwall by Oasis, so he took the guitar off him. They threw him off stage.
I saw that. I think it was real because security comes on and pulls the kid off.
Yeah, but they just kind of barely pull him off.
Well,
you
but I
know?
mean, it's not like the kid's fighting or anything. I think what it was the kid was probably like, all right, I'm going to play guitar. Let me just play a couple chords of a song I know just to kind of get my fingers moving. And he played that and,
Because at one point he's asking Billy Joe the what chord. He's like, and he's telling him, he's like, oh, B flat. He's like telling him what it is.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the I watched it and I thought it was funny. I mean, Billy Joe plays it off pretty good. Like, gets annoyed with him.
I got to tell you, I really dislike, I wouldn't even say Green Day, him. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Eye makeup.
I think it's because, I'm punk rock, but he's not really punk rock. And I don't know. For some reason, he just annoys me.
I've seen them live twice. Both times was awesome. They're great.
I've seen them live.
Yeah,
and
they
they're
were great.
good. And they have good songs. Like, some of the stuff comes out and I'm like, yeah, I guess it's good. Like, I begrudgingly will be like, yeah, I guess that's good.
When it's all strung together, like, oh, they do have a lot of good songs.
What was their first big album? Dookie?
Dookie, yeah.
So a girl that I dated, her friend, this is along one of those, her friend, blah, blah, blah. Her friend's aunt was a manager. She managed L7. She managed Green Day, a couple other. And she had that cassette tape, Dookie, like before it came out. And I got to hear that. And I was like, oh, this is going to change things. Yeah, because, I mean, it was good. You could tell right away. You're like, oh, this is pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it was good. I remember buying it.
Because it was completely different from anything that was out there at the time.
Was it Dookie was the one that everybody said they sold out? Because before it was Kerplunk was the first one.
Yeah, and I don't think that got really a lot of sales until Dookie came out and did well, and then people went back.
Blew up on MTV and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and they are what they are. I mean, I met them one time, and they were like a bunch of little kids on cocaine.
Yeah,
that's the best way to describe it. Like, they wouldn't stop moving around, and I was like, after a while, I was having them do liners, and so I couldn't wait for them to get out of there. Beginning, I was like, oh, I'm in a room with Green Day, and then 5 minutes later, I was like, get these assholes out of here.
Remember, Letterman loved the drummer because he would always do dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they'd stop playing, and then he'd pour sugar on himself and dive off the drums and stuff. And Letterman just thought he was hilarious.
It's not as funny when you're like 60.
Yeah.
I guess he's really good friends. What is Trey Cool? Trey Cool.
Yeah.
Really good friends with Sammy Hagar. Like, they go to dinner all the time and stuff. And hang out.
You're in that rock star circle for, 25, 30 years.
Yeah. But I wonder if I guess at some point you're like a normal person and not the weirdo behind the drums.
From Green Day,
yeah. This probably had 40-year-olds going crazy. The Backstreet Boys crashed the New Kids on the Block's Vegas residency.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. No fights or anything. They crashed it to come and hang out and,
I told you one of the coolest things that I've ever seen was I took my wife to a New Kids on the Block concert a couple of years ago. Maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And it was at Amalie Arena. And it was the only way I could describe the show is like a woman, like Chippendales.
Mm-hmm.
Like the women go and they just go crazy over these guys, and these guys just sexy dance out there. So they were doing it, and what are there, like 5 of them? So every once in a while they would do costume changes, and they each had their own little dressing room below the stage. And at one point they took a break, and they all went down at the same time to the dressing room, and the cameras went live in the dressing room. And like one guy took his shirt off, and everybody went crazy, and then they go to the other one, and they go as Donnie and Joey, and go back, and then they went back, and Joey Fatone from NSYNC was in one of the rooms. Like, where did he come from? And he just happened to be at the concert. Yeah, I think those crossover guys, those guys who do the crossover, I think the fans love that stuff.
Oh, yeah, because you would imagine if you're a fan of Backstreet Boys or New Kids on the Block, you're a fan of the other, whichever way and stuff. Yeah, so if they show up, you're going crazy for it. Suge Knight says that Tupac's ashes were rolled up and smoked by his mother and a group of friends and family. He says he did not partake because he was on probation at the time.
I don't believe that. Either.
Probably not. I don't think
believe
so
that.
either. Yeah, your mother's not rolling up your ashes and smoking them.
Although Keith Richards claims he smoked his dad's ashes.
That sounds right.
That sounds right.
He sounds like he'd smoke anybody's dad's ashes.
Can you imagine? I don't know. No, I don't believe that.
No. Willie Nelson had to cancel a tour stop on the Outlaw Music Festival yesterday after extreme weather destroyed equipment and soaked all of their instruments.
Not because he's 99.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Is that what this is? Or is it,
it's extreme weather.
Nobody has a tarp? We don't know. We haven't been touring for the last 70 years, so we don't know that it could rain. The tour is expected to pick back up in Austin on July 4th. Wow. Go see Willie Nelson 4th of July in Texas.
Nothing's more American than
I
that.
mean, you are American. So Jake Paul is closer to achieving his dream of becoming a world champion. The World Boxing Association, the WBA, has ranked Paul, who is 12-1 with 7 KOs, at number 14. Following his Saturday win over former middleweight champion Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., the social media influencer turned professional boxer is now eligible to challenge WBA cruiserweight champion Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez for a world championship.
All right, now we're talking.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now he's in the boxing world.
Teddy Atlas, who definitely knows a thing or two about boxing, said, quote, I think the best spot that would probably be to pick if he wants a real title fight would be Badu Jack, who is 42 years old. He's a world champion. He's got a real belt. This might be his best spot to navigate, to maneuver enough with young legs to have a shot there, unless he wants to go to another event.
He's 42.
42, but he's a belt holder.
I know, but he's 42, and everybody's going to go, but he beat a 42-year-old.
But you're moving into more real, whatever. Paul actually called out Jack moments after he won against Chavez. So, but he also called out Anthony Joshua, who is a heavyweight.
Yeah. I hope one of those guys goes, yeah, come on, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll do it next week.
We'll see.
Do you have the audio
I
of
do.
Jake Paul?
And then Jake Paul was on with Piers Morgan. This was prior to the fight, but it's coming out. It's pretty interesting stuff.
This is why I like Jake Paul.
Yeah. So Piers Morgan goes in on him. Of course, you're a YouTuber, blah, blah, blah. And then Jake Paul responds. We have the audio here. Take a listen.
I think you're a great YouTuber, a great influencer. I admire what you've tried to do in boxing, but I do think when you actually come up against a proper, serious boxer, and I suspect that Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. may be that person, it could all come crashing down.
Is that you think that your opinion matters?
Well, why are you doing my show if it doesn't?
Oh, I'm just taking your audience to sell pay-per-views. I don't give a about you, dumbass. This is a business enterprise. Buy the pay-per-view on Saturday, June 28th, me versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Thank you. Tune in, everybody.
Cheers, Jake. Really enjoyed that.
Cheers, Jake.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's great. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Piers Morgan's not upset by that.
No. He laughed. He was like, yeah, that was good. That was a good idea. Just log off right in the middle of the thing.
I don't dislike Jake Paul or Logan Paul. I like them both. Yeah.
No, Logan Paul, I saw where that guy stops people on the streets and says, what do you do for a living?
Right,
Which I know part of that's set up, but they stop Logan Paul and he goes, hey, what do you do for a living? And Logan Paul, what did he say?
WWE superstar?
WWE superstar, not YouTuber, not influencer, WWE superstar.
Dude, he's great in WWE.
Yeah,
he's really, really good.
In a short amount of time, became really good.
Like in the ring, he's good, and the character of just being the villain, he's fantastic at it.
But he's obviously very athletic because the stuff that he's doing, those flying off the ropes and doing everything. I mean, I know that he do wrestling like in high school, like regular wrestling.
Maybe,
But to be able to do those high flying things, man, that takes some balls.
He's a legit WWE superstar and very good at it.
Yeah. Good for him.
Finally in news, Dick Vitale has a few choice words for the WNBA players who didn't support Caitlin Clark during the All-Star voting. The iconic broadcaster took to X on Tuesday to voice his opinion how the Indiana Fever star was selected by her peers as the 9th best guard in the league.
Oh, my
God. He said, quote, absolutely pure jealousy that WNBA players voted Caitlin Clark the 9th best guard. Someday they'll realize what she has done for all of the players in the WNBA.
Do you think she cares?
No.
I don't think she cares either.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think she's one of those ones. Let my playing tell the story and stuff.
I mean, I bet when you feel it from the players, it kind of sucks. But I don't think you really care.
I don't know. Because I don't want it from you guys. I want you guys to like me. But if the rest of the place hates me, I don't care. I kind of fueled by that.
Yeah. And you want people that you respect to respect you.
Right. I want you guys to respect me, but everybody else hates me. I don't care.
But it's Tyrese Halliburton, who plays for the Pacers. He was rated most overrated player.
Yeah.
They rated him the most overrated player, and then they make the run and go to the finals.
And she seems really level-headed. Like, I bet she looks at her bank statements and just laughs at those other girls because she knows, one, that she's making the most amount of money with endorsements and everything else.
How do you not look at that girl who defended her after she got poked in the eye? And
Sophie Cunningham?
Yeah, and how that Sophie Cunningham blew up.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, because she's cute.
Her jersey sold out.
Right. So how do you not look at that and go, hey, the smart thing would be to be friends with those idiots?
Yeah.
There is a, Caitlin's with Nike and probably makes so much money from that. It's crazy. Gatorade, like all the different endorsements she has are like the top level endorsements and stuff. Has anybody watched? There is a series on Netflix with Shaq where Shaq is now the president of basketball for Reebok. He basically bought Reebok, I think is what happened. It's him and Allen Iverson, because they started out with Reebok, and Reebok has been out of the basketball game for a long time because Adidas bought them out. But I watched it, and it was pretty interesting. Reebok, that you think, all right, it's Reebok. Like, if you're a great player, you're probably going with Nike.
Yeah.
Nike's coming after you, and also you're like, Nike's the best, whatever. There is a guy that plays for the Bulls, Modest Bazelis, who's a young kid, and they signed him. He was one of their guys that signed. They signed a couple of girls from WNBA. Angel Reese is Reebok. She's with Reebok. What do you think a guy from the Bulls that you probably didn't know before I said his name, 20-some-year-old, whatever, what do you think his contract with Reebok would be?
Oh, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Right.
Not a lot.
Think of the millions.
10 million?
$10 million?
Yeah, $10 million is what I would say.
Any other guesses?
800,000.
$24 million.
Yeah.
$24 million. And that just makes me think Reebok, who is not Nike or Adidas, this, that. And listen, he's a good player, whatever. He's young. He's, I think, only 1 or 2 years in, whatever, but not a name that the general public knows and
Can't
stuff.
even say his name.
$24 million.
I can only imagine what Caitlin Clark's getting because her new shoe came out last week and it's sold out in minutes.
Sure.
Minutes gone.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
And now I guess the resale market is like through the roof for whatever the Kobe shoe that she just came out.
That's wild.
Well, I mean, look,
and she's only like 23.
Good for her.
Yeah.
It's smart. It's smart of those guys. You watch that movie, that Air movie with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon about going after Jordan.
Yeah.
And, you got to kind of keep your eyes open for who the next person's going to be. And in this case, she's the next one.
Well, that's one of the things with this Reebok thing with Shaq that they do is they go and they get high school players.
Oh, yeah.
So they have like high school, college, pro, women's and men pro.
Can I tell you the problem with Reebok?
What's that?
They just need a new logo.
I think so too.
Reebok's not bad. I have a lot of Reebok shirts and shorts. I just don't like the logo.
And
Nike has a cool logo.
It.
Yeah, and the funny thing is Nike might not even be better product.
It's just
It's all the
better
same.
logo.
Yeah.
What did you say, Carmen, about the logo?
I don't mind the logo. It looks like the recycle.
You're right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It doesn't look cool. Like, give me something that looks a little cooler, or something that has a basketball on it, or something that makes it cooler to me.
Yeah, but now the cool thing is to not even have your logo like big.
No, have it little, but I like an understated logo.
Yeah, but also Reebok and Asics are kind of similar. They have the 2 stripe with the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got like that. It's
Reebok's too long. The name's too long. Like if they just shortened it to RK and put a little. I don't know.
Man, when I was a kid, I wanted the Reebok pumps shoes so bad.
Yeah.
They were. My parents would never buy them for me, but man, I thought they'll be so cool.
Do you know what put that over? Was the dunk contest.
Yeah.
And the guy pumped them up.
Pumped them up beforehand.
Yep, that
and
was
then did
huge.
it. Yeah. They
That was
say
huge.
Caitlin Clark $28 million for her Nike deal.
Good for her.
Yeah.
But isn't that
million at that young
interesting?
age.
Isn't that interesting? The guy who's not a household
Right.
name, not
The
Caitlin
difference,
Clark,
yeah.
whatever, he's making $24 million from Reebok, and Caitlin, who is a huge superstar from Nike, is only making $28
But
million.
who's buying the Caitlin Clark sneakers? not guys.
Some guys.
Yeah,
but
some guys
majority probably women. I would
Is
think.
women, and it's a small group of women who are following.
28 million for 8 years.
Yeah.
28 million for 8
years.
That's a lot of years.
It was record breaking for the WNBA.
female,
Female. But does she get any like back end?
I bet her
for like
shoe
sales or something. Yeah.
I bet that her shoe that sold out in like 10 minutes. I'm sure she gets something, a piece of that.
Thank Mrs. Jordan for that.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That is it for news.
All right, Calvin, thank you. I must take a commercial break. When we come back, we got a brand new open letter. We're going to check in with Andy Signore and find out what's going on in the P. Diddy trial. It is the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Couple of things we want to get to. Andy Signore is going to join us here after the next break, and we're going to talk to him about the Diddy trial, the Justin Baldoni trial, and a couple other things. But right now, we're going to go to Galvin for the open letter, and then I want to talk to my guy, Will, from Shark Coast Tactical, because for you people, especially who are going out this weekend and doing some shopping, Senate has voted to eliminate the NFA suppressor tax. So it's easier now than ever before to get a suppressor. Will explain that to us here after a brand new open letter.
And now, an open letter from Galvin.
This is an open letter to people that want to chit chat. Dear people that want to chit chat, seriously? Hot enough for you? You ready for the weekend? Looks like it's going to rain. If you've said any of these, I just want you to know that you're the problem. Do you really want to know if I'm ready for the weekend? Or are you just uncomfortable with silence? I was in public yesterday and I went by the deli. It was very busy, and a guy was getting some sliced meat and was telling the 20-year-old kid doing the slicing that they were having a 60th birthday party for his cousin Chip, and that everyone in the family calls him Chip Beef. Who cares? Do you think a 20-year-old kid that is work wants to know anything about you or your stupid cousin and his awful nickname? People are waiting in line, and you're chit-chatting with a kid who's probably on Adderall and can barely focus without you yapping at him. Now you're taking attention away from what he's doing, and he's going to end up Randy the ramming his hand into the meat slicer. Also, people are waiting. Let this kid do his job. Now you might think that people are just being polite, like whenever the cashier chats you up when they're checking you out. I don't. I feel like you're stealing my time. I don't care just because I'm wearing a lightning hat that you want to tell me that your nephew plays hockey. Unless your nephew's name is Braden Point, zip it and ring up my groceries. And listen, I can sit here and be a tough guy and yell at all these people for their stupid small talk and chit chat, but I'll be goddamned if I can't help myself from doing it. Even as I'm doing it, in my head I'm thinking, this person does not care. But here I am telling them how much my dog Gypsy enjoyed the first time she got ice cream on her birthday. I'm Galvin from the Mike Calta Show, and this has been an open letter to people that want to chit-chat.
I'm a chit-chatter.
Oh, I'm a chit-chatter, and in my head I'm going, what are you doing?
Yeah.
They don't care. Why are you saying this stuff?
Oh, I talk to old people. I talk to young people. I'm a talker. I can't stop. I think that listeners, when they stop me in Publix and they go, hey, you're Mike Calta? I go, yeah. After a while, they're like, God, I wish I would never stop this guy. He won't shut up now.
This guy.
He's talking and yapping. And Galvin, I have to tell you, out of all the things, every time you do an open letter, I listen and I try to learn a little something.
Yeah.
I have never learned more of a lesson than when I'm in the Hard Rock and I'm walking down the aisle and guys stop in the middle of the aisle middle of a walkway and start texting on their phone or just stop and talk to their wife. And I walk right by them. I do the Galvin. I go, just stop right there in the middle. Perfect spot. Yep. Perfect spot for you to be in.
This is where you want to do that.
And I do it, and it's aggressive, but yet it's still somewhat polite. Like I don't go, hey, a-hole, move out of the way. I just walk by and I go, yep, no, great spot. Stay right there in the middle. Good job. Yeah. I get that straight from the open letters, and I can't
feel
stop
like you
doing it.
have to let them know, too.
I mean, there's no reason. And you think about how rude you are, and I've done it, too, but then I've caught myself, and I'm trying to pay more attention to it. When you're going to stop and check your phone, move to the right. Get out of the way a little bit. Know that there's people coming in behind you. It's ridiculous. All right, let me go and welcome my guy, Will, from Shark Coast Tactical to the show. Will, how are you, buddy?
Dude, what's going on? How are you?
So let's start from the beginning. Now, everybody sees on TV, you get a suppressor from your gun, and you screw it on the front of your gun, and then it goes when you shoot, right? That's how it works.
Yes, kind of.
No, not even.
It's not as quiet as it is on John Wick.
Yeah, I'm kidding. But the thing is that back in the day, it was so difficult to get a suppressor. In fact, when I first met Will a couple years ago,
difficult.
Yeah, I stopped by Shark Coast Tactile on a whim while I was down in Siesta Key, and Will and I started talking, and we went through some stuff, and then I bought a suppressor. And waited damn near 8 months to get it because I bought it, paid for it, had to get the tax stamp and the whole deal, but then had to leave it at the shop until I got approved. And then, almost a year later, they called me and they were like, "Okay, you're approved." So I went down there and I had to go pick it up again and get it. Now I've heard on the commercials that sometimes people are getting approved as they're walking to their car.
Yeah, that happens now. Like there's they did a change about a year ago.
Yep.
Where suppressor times are 1 to 3 days now, and it is common where someone gets their stamp when they're in the parking lot.
Yeah, if you have a clean record, it makes it fast for you. And then when you go there on days that they have Suppressor Fest and they do those sort of things at Shark Coast, they have extra employees working there, so they get all the information entered in fast, and then it gets processed faster. And then you're looking at 1 to 3 days. Probably the longest time, sometimes in the cases as quick as people walk into their car the next day. So now, on top of that being as freeing as it is to get the suppressor, we have new information now that the Senate voted to eliminate the NFA suppressor tax. So what does that eliminate, and how much is that saving everybody?
It's a ton, dude. Since the NFA was enacted like in 1934 or whatever, with the unconstitutional cost of stamps on suppressors,
right? Back
in the day, it's always been $200, and that was eliminated yesterday.
So now I can go. So now I go in and I'm buying. So what is it? So I want to buy a suppressor now. What else am I getting juiced on?
Nothing. You pay for the cost of the suppressor now. Like the law has to get signed by 47 probably on Friday, but the cost of the stamp is over.
So you're just basically paying for the suppressor now.
You just pay for the suppressor.
Wow.
So and that's not just suppressors; it's short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns. The only thing that it didn't cover was machine guns. Machine guns, you still have to pay the stamp.
Yeah.
But it's so huge. It's amazing.
Yeah.
A lot of people are angry because they wanted suppressors and short barrel rifles to be eliminated from the NFA, which is the governing thing they're on. That didn't happen. I think it was the gun lobby's purpose the whole time just to get the tax taken off,
right?
And then go after it being on the NFA later. But for right now, to relieve the stress that the $200 stamp can cause you. Can you imagine you buy some suppressors? They're $200.
Right now, you're paying $400.
You're paying the government. You're paying $400. So the move yesterday. It's huge. It's so big.
Good.
And
do you have?
Yeah, we're ready for it.
What do you got going on? Who is there this weekend?
So I just hoped that I figured that it might happen by this date. So I put an event together called the Shark Coast Tactical Freedom Suppressor Fest, which kind of to celebrate it. I'm so happy it happened because I'd look real stupid if it didn't. And so we're celebrating the no stamp this weekend, and it gives people the chance to buy, because what'll happen is supply and demand. Because no one's ready for it. No one thought it would happen.
Right.
But now that there's no more stamp cost, there will probably be a run on suppressors. Everybody will go try to buy one because they don't have to pay the $200.
So
it's not. I mean, it's a. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. There's plenty of people out there that have had their weapons for a while and they don't have suppressors. What do they have to do?
Yeah.
They have to get their gun threaded for a suppressor first, or do they do that in the process of buying a suppressor? How does that work?
It's a great question. Most people, most ARs, most rifles are threaded.
Right.
People just don't know it, but you can always come to us. We'll spread your rifle, and if your handgun doesn't have a threaded barrel, we'll figure it out for you.
Yeah, you guys threaded my Glock for me back when I first met you. I brought my Glock.
We
there.
did. We took your lonely Glock and turned it into something really cool.
Yeah, I brought it in there, and I go, I'd like to give this to you, and I'd like you to make it cool. I'll be back in a couple of days. And I went back there, and I'm threaded, and I got a new trigger on it, and the whole deal. So yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, that's the best part about it. I talk about guns a lot, and I enjoy buying them and collecting them and shooting them at the range and all that, but I don't know nothing about them. I go there and I learn from these guys, and they don't treat you like a moron. They don't treat you like you're a beginner when you go in there. Each guy will talk to you. They'll take time to explain things to you. And if you're somebody who thought about getting a suppressor but wasn't sure and heard all the nightmare stuff, it's all over. The tax is gone now. They eliminated the $200 tax. The wait time is about 1 to 3 days at the max. And if you have a clean record, you're getting in and out of Shark Coast Tactical easy. And now when they have the Suppressor Fest this weekend, they have the suppressor guys there on site to help you out, and you can get great deals while you're there. I am coming by on Saturday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I like to come by when you have the big events there. And
are you bringing a bodyguard?
No, I don't think I need a bodyguard. I think I should be okay. But good. I appreciate you.
For you there.
Thank you. I appreciate. Yeah, I got 19 guys with machine guns there. I think I'll be okay. Thanks for letting everybody know about it. And if you've been putting it off the idea of getting a suppressor for the cost, where you just saved 50% on it now without having to buy the $200 tax stamp on it. And I will see you out there this weekend for sure, because we're playing in Siesta Key on Friday night. I'm spending the night, and I'll be there on Saturday morning.
Oh, killer. Hey, dude, thank you so much for letting me come on. I really appreciate it.
I'm happy to let everybody know.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing for the stamp to go away. It's crazy. It's such a big deal, and I hope to see you at Shark Coast.
All right, brother. Thank you. There you go. Will from Shark Coast Tactical. Yeah, it's a big deal, because I know a lot of people that out there who are gun enthusiasts who wanted the suppressor. Maybe you want one for multiple guns, or you didn't know which one to get or what the deal was. But the ridiculousness that goes with it, between the tax stamp and the wait times and all that nonsense, it made it like not even worth getting. But now it's as easy as going there and buying the firearm. So check out Shark Coast Tactical on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. I got to take a break. We'll come back. Andy Signore will join us next. We'll talk about the Diddy trial. He has been paying attention to it. He knows what's going on. We got the verdict hopefully coming out. I mean, we had a half a verdict yesterday, but we'll get the rest of it hopefully today.
And he also just got subpoenaed by Blake Lively,
which is fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk to Andy Signore when we come back. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. If you're free, if you're not in jail like our friend P. Diddy is right now. In fact, to talk to us about that is Andy Signore, who joins us from Popcorn Planet. Andy, how are you, buddy?
What a segue.
Yeah, you like that? First of all, I just want to tell you, your background is making me very bitter about how mine looks back here. How is my
stormtrooper helmet behind you?
I do have a stormtrooper helmet. Yeah, all right. I got hey, by the way, the other thing I noticed, Andy, is how old of a guy are you?
How old do I look?
43.
All right, good. I'll take it. I'm 45. I'll be 46 this August.
Okay, look. This is what you look like at 53. I'm just letting you know. I mean, dude, you look like the 10 year ago version of me. Yeah.
Not unless you make some serious changes.
Anyway, Andy is here to join us to talk about a bunch of things. Of course, we've got the P. Diddy stuff to talk about, but I want to ask you about. So I was loosely following the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni thing. I didn't really care about either one of them, but I kind of was paying attention to figure out who was the good guy and who was the bad guy in this thing. And it seems to me like they're both bad guys.
Justin, you're saying Justin and Blake are bad people?
They're like, I don't like either one of them. Like, when you watch something like that, it should be a definitive, well, this guy did this, and then she did this, or she's saying this, and he did this. I haven't watched it very closely, but I don't like either one of them.
Well, I'm curious, not to interview you, but because that's fascinating to me. What was it about Justin specific? Because I know what everyone hates. But what was it about Justin that made you say that?
So he comes off as a little smarmy, and but he seemed also like I don't know. He just seems like somebody who's done this before. Even though I don't feel like he did anything that bad, I don't feel like he certainly didn't do anything criminal or anything. But she's accusing him of being creepy, and I feel like he has some creepy aspects to him.
Interesting. Well, I thank you for sharing that. Look, I had no idea who this guy was.
Right.
It was actually my wife who had known him through his Man Enough stuff, and she was actually impressed. It's like, look, this guy seems like he was a player, but is now sort of reversed course and like tried to fix his life. And so I paid attention when the accusation came, but I was like, I don't know. I'm not going to trust this guy. But I can tell you, as someone now who has gone down the rabbit hole deeper than most, I'm actually doing a documentary about it. It's called It Ends with Justice. People can go look it up. Our trailer's out. But we actually have gone deep, talked to not only the influencers and people who've been involved in the case. Now I'm part of the case, but also the crew. Like, I spoke to the crew of the film, people who knew Justin. And I'm telling you, Mike, I really think Justin's being railroaded here. And I don't think he's that swarmy guy.
Probably.
And I don't say that as some like paid shill, like Blake Lively's trying to make me.
Right.
I tell you that as someone who's like, when I covered the Depp trial, I went after the evidence. You know, I wasn't a super fan of Depp. I love him in his films, but I go by the evidence. And I'm telling you, there's not a lick of evidence that proves that. In fact, all the people I speak to who have known Justin or worked with Justin, they say, if anything, he's too nice, like in that annoying way where it's like, you just kind of get creeped out by like, he's too much. Like, all right, buddy, that's too much. In fact, I interviewed a guy, he's like, I hated him at first. And then quickly I realized, oh no, wait, I'm angry because he's the type of guy I actually wish I was.
Yeah, he's that genuine. He's not used to being around nice guys. Yeah. So what is the biggest thing that he's being accused of? Because I don't see him. I don't know that he has gone over the line. I also think part of that is her just being kind of extra difficult.
Yeah, no, that is the $1 million question. What actually did he do? Like, and if you go through Blake's accusations, like they're laughable. Like I've had real attorneys on, the guy who sued Lizzo, who supported the dancers and like just got $1 million from Soulja Boy. This guy Ron Zambrano put it in really eloquent. It's like none of these allegations from Blake hold any water as sexual harassment. But when you team them all up together, that's then she can sort of imply a pattern. And so it's all these little slight microaggressions and moments that, you know, each one would be very debatable. Like, is that really worth a lawsuit? But she clearly went back and in my opinion, over exaggerated a lot of claims to make a greater claim that sounds more effective. But when you really go through it, there's no like, he touched me inappropriately or he said something really like nothing like that happened. There's no like assault or, you know, he tried to, R her or anything like that. Sorry, I'm using YouTube terminology, probably the phone here. We can say what we want, but yeah, there's like a lot of, it's become whispered down the lane where I think a lot of people think Justin's done something even worse, but he's never really been accused of anything but calling her sexy, asking how much she weighed. He's the director of the movie. He asked the trainer, he's got to lift her up. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
She's calling everybody sexy. She's saying, I like to bust balls, but never with teeth. Like, you look at the exchanges, it's so clear she's in control. Like, when we talk about an abuse of power, Blake Lively's in control. It's wild. Because of Ryan and Blake, I can't get this documentary on any streamer.
Well,
like, they're all on it. They're all
this.
Like, this is amazing.
Yeah,
but
let's explain
because
this.
I'm going to be critical of Ryan Reynolds, they're like, we can't afford to go against Ryan Reynolds.
You make this documentary. You did this all on your own?
Yeah, independently produced, and the fans have stepped up and helped us. We didn't really do a Kickstarter, but we have like investor funding where people buy shirts and they get their name in the credits. And we've had some other sort of just ghost donors who just developed fans who just like, I don't need credit. I want to make sure this gets made.
Yeah.
And so, no one's behind my back telling me what to do. And I'm not doing this for Justin. I'm doing this for what's the truth here.
For the
like,
story,
what are the people saying? What's happening? And I will tell you that so far, unless anybody on Team Blake, please come forward. I will hear you out. I want to see the evidence and I want to see both sides. But I can't find a single person, Mike, to come and defend Blake. No, I haven't gotten a single person to do it. They all dislike her.
How did you gain access to the crew, folks? I mean, through your own channels, obviously, but they were willing to talk on record?
Yeah, I mean, we've reached out. I have a great producers, Kim, Michelle, shout out to them. They're amazing. And yeah, we started reaching out slowly but surely. And then eventually, because of our coverage and they saw that we were very neutral, I had a crew member reach out. An editor came forward. I can say she was an editor. She will let, and she's the one who showed her face, and she became such a fan of our reporting because we were doing it fairly that she's like, I've been wanting to speak out. I'm going to speak out to you. And I was honored. And I was like, okay, great. And once that happened, it sort of opened the door and we were able to show like, hey, this crew member has talked to us. They trusted us. We're not revealing them, blah, 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 blah. And then it snowballed. And then eventually, we got access to the crew list and we're able to really, reach out and, politely, respectfully. And I've spoken to dozens, Mike, of crew off and on the record.
Right.
And I will tell you just consensus, what Blake's saying happened absolutely did not happen.
So according to everybody, the story is consistent.
Yeah, women, men, people who were on the set, both phases, who came in. Even Blake admits, because they were for a couple weeks and then they went on a hiatus because of the strikes and things. When she came back, her own lawsuit admits it was smooth sailing for the bulk of the shoot. Nothing happened.
Right.
Why are we here? We're here because Blake got bad press over the summer.
Yeah.
She looked like a mean girl. She looked like a bitch, and she doesn't like that. And if she just apologized, there was like this journalist, Shersty, she's amazing. She did an interview with Blake. You guys may have reported back in the day where your little bump, and it was kind of this weird thing that went super viral. Everyone agrees with me. If Blake had just apologized
It'll go
and
away.
had some fun with that journalist and said, "Oh, I was so mean. It was a bad day. Thank you. I wanted to bring you back." If she had just done that,
yeah,
all of this would have gone away. All this would have gone away. But the hubris of celebrities, you know, a few, I'm sure, they don't like bad press. They don't like to be not liked.
No. That is absolutely true. And now, as a result of your documentary, you get served with a subpoena.
Literally, I'm in the news now.
It was you. It was
TMZ
Perez
broke
Hilton.
it before anyone came to me to subpoena me, which tells you
hilarious.
something interesting, right? She's complaining that Justin's out there in the press retaliating, but she's leaking to TMZ and others that we're getting subpoenaed to get press for herself. Make it make sense.
What is the purpose in subpoenaing you? What do they want from you?
I don't know what they think they're going to get. They're not getting anything from me. But beyond that, I think they're trying to taint us. Like Candace Owens, Perez Hilton, myself are the three that were chosen.
Right.
And they're trying to imply we were in cahoots with them. Like clearly, like I've never been in cahoots with them. Never. I didn't. I've spoken to both sides for this documentary. I've spoken to Blake's side. I've spoken to Justin's side. I've spoken to sources in the middle. Like I've spoken to a lot of people, and I will protect those sources to the death of me because that's our journalistic integrity. That's our right. That's the freedom of the press. That's what TMZ and all these outlets are supposed to. They did during the Depp trial. They brought a lawyer in during the Depp trial to protect themselves. So to see TMZ like now try to shade other outlets, and like to do it for Blake,
right,
and imply we're pro Justin, the hypocrisy is through the roof. But yeah, they're accusing us of colluding, being part of this retaliation campaign, working with Justin's camp to make anti-Blake content, which couldn't be further from the truth.
That's great.
And I think now it's only exposing them, but I think they did it just to get the headlines.
Yeah.
So they could be out there and taint the waters to say, oh, Popcorn Planet, Candace, they're biased, they're paid for, they're crap. They do it politically too. It's the mainstream media really has become such a joke that they're so threatened by this. I saw it during the Depp trial. I think we talked about it.
And I've learned
our coverage was just running loops around the major press outlets on the Depp trial because we were honest and we didn't have a corporate overlord and someone paying that corporate overlord to tell us what to say. And so when you're independent like this, you really can tell the truth.
And how difficult this is going to be for you to sell this documentary now with Ryan Reynolds being so entrenched with Netflix and who knows what Blake Lively has with Paramount and with other studios. So yeah, it's going to be
even the lesser ones too. Yeah, I honestly I don't know, but we're releasing ourselves independently. All of our funders, investors on our website. You can go to popcornplanet.com or itendswithjustice.com. You can become a member and we'll release it there first.
Yep.
So that way it's out and people who can want to pay to see it can see it. We're going to do it that way to try to rally some of the funds back because it's been expensive. But I want to prove we can do more than just YouTube, and because I've done a lot of really work I'm proud of, investigative work and documentaries and series over my time. I wanted to get back into more of a narrative and documentary storytelling. So I'm fine investing this because I think it's going to be a really nice piece to show people, hey, look, we can be objective, we can look at this fairly, it looks slick. And so that was my goal in making this doc. We did one about Meghan Markle. It's already on the website. You guys can watch. We did with love Meghan. No, her show is with love. We did with hate Meghan, which basically answers the question: why does the world hate Meghan Markle? Well, watch our series. You'll learn. I tried to lay it out as neutrally as I could to show why she's so problematic.
Yeah. How entrenched were you into the P. Diddy trial?
Very, very. Yeah. I know you guys were ever Gio was telling me, please come help make sense of what's happening today. Today's the big day. I think we'll get the verdict today.
So it seems like the racketeering is what's holding them up. They're not going to, that seemed like that was a stretch from the beginning. And that's the one that they can't decide on. That's maybe the one that gets away from them.
Correct. And that's always been the one that people thought of, but I think the government did a pretty good job explaining what it is.
Yeah.
And just for people who are unclear, there's 5 counts in total. I'm even using my notes. There's the racketeering, count 1, count 2, trafficking of Cassie, transporting of individuals not limited to Cassie for purposes of adult work, let's call it, and then trafficking of Jane, and then transporting of individuals not limited to Jane for purpose of work. And he was hiring these dudes to come sleep with his partners.
Yeah.
It's very clear through the text and everything else, he was doing that. So regardless of what you think, well, it wasn't racketeering, which I can talk about, that and the substances alone, like it was, he broke laws doing that. And the issue is those are technically parts of the racketeering charge. The racketeering is broken down into, I have it right here just so you guys, to be as clear as I can, there's like specific caveats as to what consists as racketeering, which is like coercion, bribery, sharing of substance, like putting drugs across state lines, sex workers across state lines. All they need are 2 of those. And he's easily proven 2 of those. And that's the thing. People think it needs to be like the mob and like, oh, we need to have some sort of, multiple people. As long as 2 other employees are there sort of allowing it to happen and they know it's happening and they're getting paid to continue to let it happen, that's a criminal enterprise. And if they shared 1 pill with somebody across state lines, that's one of the 2 that they need for RICO. If they have prostitution, that's 2 out of the RICO. And then you look at the coercion and the kidnapping. He was putting these women in rooms and wouldn't let them leave. There's a lot of really dirty stuff that if you really look at how it works legally by the law and by the instructions that were handed to the jury, as someone looking at it neutrally, it's very clearly racketeering. Now you could argue, is that right? Should this be racketeering? Like that's a whole separate debate.
But as far as what's on the record,
he absolutely has broken those laws. And regardless, the jury has already come in with a partial verdict on 2 through 5. And every lawyer I've spoken to yesterday, and as we were reporting on it, everyone feels confident. If they've already come to a conclusion on 2 and 5 and they're hung up on 1, it's safe to assume he's guilty on 2 through 5.
Yes.
And now the question is,
figure out what to do with the last one.
Are they going to change their mind on 1 as they go back to deliberate today? Will he be guilty on all charges, or will he at least just not get that charge? They might be undecided on 1, but regardless, Diddy's going away for a very long time.
And well, I mean, you gotta take into consideration that we're dealing with a billionaire, and if this guy is found guilty, now we're moving to appeals. I mean, there's going to be that whole factor, and that could go on for a long time because he's got the money to do it, and he's clearly got nothing else to spend it on at this point.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think there was a lot of that. I mean, to me, the most interesting part of the case for me was just there was a lot of distraction in the beginning. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but Justin Bieber sex tape and Snoop Dogg's there and all this stuff. I had people coming to me in my ear trying to get the press, and a lot of our fellow outlets were reporting. I was always careful, never took the bait, and I was always like, but it's proving none of that was real.
Yeah,
like that was all deflection. I think it was added from Diddy's team to try to hype up the press, get everyone excited, and then when that didn't deliver, have them be disappointed and be like, well, what is this? Who cares? Where's the Justin Bieber sex tape? And I've seen a lot of people who are just like, man, this case is boring.
Yeah.
It's literally what the language is. And it's like, it's not about being exciting. It's about, is this guy a criminal?
And we weren't able to watch it.
To muddy the waters, if you know what I mean, to like make people's expectations higher. I think Diddy was absolutely behind that.
And we weren't able to watch this trial, so we weren't as enjoying it like we have been for other celebrity trials. And that's why I think people didn't. And then you started using terms, legal terms and racketeering and RICO charges and all these things that are mostly associated to mob crimes. And you're like, this doesn't even make sense anymore. So, and then the other thing that was disappointing is Diddy with gray hair. I did not like seeing those cartoons of Diddy with the gray hair. It made my heart break a little bit. Made me feel old.
We haven't seen a single photo. They have not released a single photo of him. It's only, I've been using like AI interpretations of the sketch artists, but it's only been sketches 100%. And the lack of cameras in New York is just so, I don't understand it. The reason Depp won, just also clear, and the reason it was televised, he took it to Virginia. If he had done that in LA, New York, he would have lost.
Right.
Hands down. Just like Justin's losing parts of his claims because it's anti-SLAPP laws. They knew this was an uphill battle, but he wanted the PR to try to use it as an opportunity to get the press out. But yeah, for a case this important and this big, it's frustrating to me they aren't doing it. I mean, I said it with the Trump trial too. Like, why aren't we seeing this?
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's like our president's on trial. I'd like to watch it myself to make my own judgment.
Sure.
It shocks me that we are still at this place where we can't even get a photo out. We are relying on like you have to pay to get your place in line to that Diddy trial.
Oh,
there's a whole business
pay?
called line sitters.
Yeah.
They're line sitter, like economy. And then the big press pay for those seats earlier. And then whoever can pay for those seats the most gets in. So, and this is press.
Right,
and it's like, this is messed up. This is what the system is. They're keeping us out. And then we can't even have a free room to go see it. Why not just put up a feed and let us all fairly see it? The transcripts come the next day, but they charge you thousands of dollars to get those transcripts. The whole system is broken, Mike. It's really depressing.
I know you're got a heart out here that you have another thing to do, but tell me what's going on with the Michael Jackson documentary.
We're still working on it. I mean, the Michael Jackson story has kind of hit a roadblock because the movie Michael, which I got to go on set and see, looks fantastic, by the way. His nephew, he's unbelievable as Michael. I got to see a whole sizzle. I saw a lot of stuff. I am incredibly impressed with that movie. I wanted to make a documentary that defends Michael against a lot of the accusations, because I've always been a defender, given that I went down that rabbit hole as well. That sure, were there things I wouldn't have done? Yes. Do I believe he ever crossed that line though to abuse kids? No, I don't.
Yeah.
And again, I've spoken to a lot of people involved. And so that doc is to sort of help go through the rumors and the allegations and just basically, because I wasn't there, I know, but at least play out, here's what the truth really is. Here's what actually happened. Here are people who were there. And that was the goal of that. But the problem is I wanted to release with the film, and the film screwed up majorly. The Michael Jackson estate apparently ended the film with his last act, Jordan Chandler. They were going to end with the fact that, the case was sort of ended.
Right.
But when Jordan Chandler made his settlement with Michael, there was a caveat in that agreement that said, you can never put me in any movies or stories. So they shot the whole movie with that as its finale, and then find out, sorry, you can't mention the Chandlers at all.
Wow.
So they're now in the midst of going back to reshoot the ending, which I know everyone's crushed about because it was a great ending, and it was a real ending, and sort of really solidified how gross the Chandlers were and how fake that all was. But now legally they can't, because the estate took a deal ages ago that now they're like. So anyway, the movie's now been delayed. The movie was supposed to come out this fall, but it sounds like it's not coming out the next year. Now they're talking about splitting it into 2 movies. So I've sort of, I took a pause because I want to see how that nets out, and I want to release it in tandem with that.
Right.
Because that's when I think the Michael attention is going to be at its highest. And I want to make sure that our doc can be, well put and received at that time. So we paused on the Michael. We got a lot of interviews. We're doing it still, but I've paused because this Blake one sort of kicked up and became such a big story that I wanted to jump. I wish I'd done one during Depp, because I see it happening now where it's like they're rewriting the history on him. And now there's people coming out of the woodwork who didn't watch the trial, who are just feminists who believe, oh man, yeah, Amber really did get screwed over, and they don't know anything about the case. And now they're all trying to repaint Johnny as, he was clearly an abuser, and he was not. He was not. And so I wish I'd created a nice sort of timepiece, if you will, to remind everybody of what actually happened in the moment.
Right.
And that's my goal with this Justin Blake one right now. And hopefully others moving forward, other pop culture moments. I'm hoping we can sort of become a legitimate independent source to help get through these pop culture. We call it pop culture justice over on Popcorn Planet. That's my goal moving forward as we report daily, also getting into these bigger stories, leaning in and hopefully helping people get to the real story.
You can find them online at Popcorn Planet, Andy Signore, and I look forward to checking out and hopefully checking back in with you. I like to keep updates on what we got. There's a part of me that wants to deny it as much as I can, but I am very interested in these Hollywood things.
I said to Andy, I go, can you please explain this to us so we understand what's happening?
Break it down for the
He's like, I got you.
I would love to, guys. I'm such a fan. Thank you guys so much for coming back, and it's been too long. Please, let me know. Happy to come back anytime, Mike.
Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it. There you go.
Have a good one, guys.
Take it easy. There you go. Popcorn Planet. How do I shut this off? There you go. All right. That's so interesting to me, because you go into something thinking you have an idea of what it's about, like that Blake Lively thing and the Justin Baldoni. I see them every day talking about it in the news, and I thought I couldn't care any less about this. These 2 Hollywood a-holes fighting with each other. Then you dig a little deeper and you find out what's going on. And now the fact that he puts together this documentary and he's getting C-blocked by everybody and he's getting subpoenaed, brought him. I mean, and the other thing that gets me about Andy is this is a guy who does this all from his home, or started out doing it that way. He does his own YouTube channel, and now he has been the focal point of the Johnny Depp trial, of the Blake Lively trial, of Michael Jackson, of the P. Diddy thing. I mean, he's in the middle of it, like TMZ is, and he does it all himself.
Yeah, because most people don't go past the headlines because they just don't have time to dig into it. he takes the time to really dig in and read, get the witnesses and read all the details and tell you what's really happening.
Right. And a lot like us, if it's not on TV, we're not reading stuff. Come on.
Let's be honest about it.
If you've got the time and you want to put forth the effort to dig into these things, you can really find out what's actually happening.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, it's not what's been reported.
Well, it's good that there's people out there like him that care enough to do it, because he doesn't have a dog in the fight either. He's not pro Depp. He's not pro Baldoni. He just is pro truth.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing.
Yeah, you can check out his stuff at Popcorn Planet on YouTube. He's got a ton of content every day.
And he does daily information.
When he was the Diddy thing, when the verdict was supposed to be coming down yesterday afternoon, that's when I was talking to him, and he was already live, ready to report and stuff. So
yeah, well, good. All right, well, I'm sure we'll find out something today.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break. If you'd like to get through on the show, 800-771-1025. Those are the numbers to reach us. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 1025 The Bone. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
This is Medicine Man again.
Yes.
Called him yesterday, and I call up Drew, and I call up the show last couple of days.
I know, but you're on probation. Don't you understand? You belong to Drew
You've been
Garabo
traded.
now. Yeah, you've been traded.
I'm not, I just got done checking my Facebook and the Bonehead page, and you had a couple of idiots that kind of like, damn, telling I'm dirty, full of lice like that. I just wrote on the response, knock it off, you know.
Do you have a computer?
It's my phone, my Galaxy 21. It's on my phone, and of course I see it on there. And of course Barry Smith and Mark Hamilton is a pain in my ass.
All right, listen to me. I talked to Drew last night. I'm talking. I talked to Drew last night, and Drew said that he wished to God that you would call him more. He said you're not calling his show enough. He said I'm trying to get a hold of you, and you're not calling in the afternoons.
He wants to know you're really his.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was amazed. I called him 2 days in a row.
Yeah, he said if you can call him 5 days in a row, he'll be blown away. It'll make his 4th of July weekend.
I can't do this because I started on Tuesday.
Well, I mean, you got the next couple of days.
And I don't know, you guys are open on the 4th.
All right, now listen to me. I have to go to work, and I have other people I have to talk to. Do not call me back. You belong.
Right.
Say it. You belong to Drew now.
I belong to Drew now because, you got me on probation.
Yeah, all right. So see you later.
Because I'm the main alligator, dude.
You are my main alligator. Bye, alligator.
All right.
Bye.
I think I got to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Of course.
Oh, man, this guy getting cramps.
Are we sure we want to give him up? 70-something-year-old man cannot stop talking about poop.
Right.
Cannot stop making fart jokes.
Why would you?
I don't know.
This thing.
Listen, fart joke's always funny.
And not when he makes them. When he makes them, they're kind of annoying.
I never want to stop laughing at fart jokes, no matter how old I get.
He just said he had to go to the bathroom, and then he said he was getting cramps. It's pretty funny.
My wife gets angry when I fart now.
Well, you shouldn't be farting.
I
don't
fart in
front of your wife.
No.
We get angry too.
I don't fart.
Your air that escapes. She's mad about that.
No. I don't do that either. Like the other day, I was in the bathroom peeing in the bathroom and farted, and it farted loud. And she's like, "Gross! I could hear you fart." I'm like, "Well, what do you want from me? I'm in the toilet room."
Yeah. I'll give you that. I mean, that's where if you're farting, that's where it should be.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I did something yesterday that I'm dying to tell you guys about.
No,
it's not a poop thing. I don't even think I have to say it. I just tell you, I ordered a product from Amazon and used that product.
Okay.
It's like the stuff Carmen gets.
Super colon blow?
No. It's a different area. Carmen and I probably have this in common.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You both stink because you don't wear deodorant?
Nope.
Oh. Well, that too.
I make my own.
So can I tell you something? My wife, we were talking about deodorant, and I was like, I don't like to wear what I usually wear, Dove, whatever, because it makes my armpits all slimy, and it immediately smells like perfume, and I don't like it, and it burns my armpits. I don't like it. So she bought me that Mando stuff.
Right.
That made me stink in one day. Like by the afternoon, I could smell my own stinky armpits.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was like, this isn't working. I mean, it smelled like a mixture of BO and grapefruit.
Delicious.
Because you're like, is that grapefruit? No, it's not. It's not at all. No, I bought an electric razor that you can use in the shower that will not catch your skin in there.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I have one of those too. Caught my skin.
Oh,
Mine did not.
Yeah.
Did you clean it up?
Yeah, I mean, I always do.
How much do you clean it up?
You know,
you were there,
75%.
I think I went down to 95.
What?
Yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, because so I was in the shower, and it appeared that brush had not been cleared out in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It looked like some forgotten alley in a neighborhood that nobody takes care of.
Yeah. I took my dog to the groomer. He was long overdue.
Yeah. And then I was like, I got to fix up this area. And then I just went at it. And then once I went at it, I realized there's no trimming anymore. We're fully into it. We're doing this. And just went full solid.
Go big or go home?
Went big.
Wow.
Went big, yeah.
You got a special occasion coming up or something?
No, not at all. Not at all. And I even tried to get my wife to partake into it last night. She wanted nothing to do with it.
Was she impressed by the new foliage?
She did say it was smooth. Because I didn't.
Smooth?
Yeah, I go, hey, feel this. I go, hey, feel this.
Wow.
I didn't say, hey, look what I did. I just took her hand and I go, hey, feel this. And that's how it went. So, yeah, smooth is definitely the right word.
Wow.
It's smooth.
Hmm?
And I did not. You caught the skin, huh?
Yeah.
How bad?
Terrible.
On down there on the wrinkly parts?
Yeah. Like that in there at all, I mean, is just the worst.
Yeah, it's all bad. There's no like, oh, not that great.
Right.
Plus, it's a big bleeding spot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You get a little nick and it bleeds.
Right.
Oh.
I didn't bleed, thankfully.
Hmm.
But I had, though. Go ahead, Carmen. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, so I do not use an automatic razor back there. I use my.
Why you say back there? I didn't go back there.
Oh, you didn't go back? Oh, well, I go back.
How far back you going?
Oh, I go back.
Oh, she has to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I go to a place where I can't see.
Right into the wombat cave.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't see it either, but for other reasons.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, but I have like, I have tested. I've done. What is it?
I thought you were going to say I have
It's
testicles. Yeah.
No, I
knew it.
I have tested different methods,
Right.
and the one that works the best is it just makes the bathroom a mess.
What are you doing?
I think you're doing it wrong.
No, but I have come up with another way, which is it works just fine. But honestly, the best way to shave back there where you can't see, sit on the toilet.
And get in there.
But because it like helps, but again, you have to get in the shower, get all wet, and then lather yourself up with shaving cream, and then get out of the shower, and then go sit on the toilet. So it does kind of.
Carmen, can I just
No.
Carmen,
Why is that foul?
Listen to
I'm
me.
cleaning myself.
I want to help you out so bad. I'll wear gloves. I'll wear a helmet, whatever you want me to wear. I just want to get in there with one of those straight razors and really get it close to the wire.
I'm just trying to imagine the other way you were doing it that made a big mess.
No, this makes the big mess.
That makes the big mess. That makes a big mess because you can't like dry off and stuff. So then your bathroom just gets covered in water when you get out. So now what I do, I have
Just
like
a big wet dog in there.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, just a giant mess.
Chad comes in and he's like, "Did Bigfoot take a shower? Like, what is going on? Why is there so much wet hair around?"
Yeah, see, that's the thing, Carmen. You don't want Chad to do that for you. Let me do it for you.
Yeah.
Why is there so much wet, really coarse hair?
Did you shave the dogs in here?
Was there a Yeti?
Good Lord.
You guys are jerks.
I'd be willing to help you, Carmen.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll wear gloves. I'll wear goggles, whatever you need.
You guys
Okay.
can help each other.
yeah.
You
No,
put
I
on
would-
one of those miner helmets.
Yeah,
with
with
the
the
light
light.
outside?
Yeah. Good morning. Hello.
Hi, guys. First, I wanted to touch on the suppressors, if I'm able to.
Sure. What do you got?
So I got them back in the day, just like you. I waited about 8 months for my tax stamps. I got one from Shootstraight, got one from Silence or Shop.com. So I'm curious about if you get your cannabis card after the fact, and then going to purchase again. Obviously, I can't with it. I'm curious if I'm able to purchase or after it expires. If anybody knows about that.
So you're saying you're after your cannabis card expires?
Yeah, if I'm able, like if my rights get restored, or if they're just going to be.
Is it definitive if you have a cannabis card, you cannot have the silencer, or you cannot have the what?
I don't know, because I haven't been contacted by the ATF. I've been to multiple gun stores to ask the question. I've called the ATF to ask the question. I can't find an answer anywhere.
Yeah,
So.
I think it's one of those things. I mean, obviously, ATF is going to be your best reliable answer, because I've asked Dom this before and we couldn't really get to the bottom of it. I think the problem is they keep it vague because they're really not sure how to handle it. They want to say you're not on drugs, but then if you have your cannabis card, then you are admitting to being on drugs. But is it really a drug? Because it's a plan. So it's hard. It's hard to say. I'm going to see if I can get Dom to dig into that, and on a Tuesday really give you a definitive answer on that, sir. Because I haven't been able to get one, and I've gone through this with law enforcement guys before. Everybody seems to have a different story. I'll see if I can find out for you. I will ask Dom if he could work on it. Maybe give us an update on Tuesday.
That would be so awesome.
All right, brother. I'm on it. Thank you.
So what it says here is, in Florida, while state laws allow for medical marijuana use and does not explicitly prohibit firearm possession for medical marijuana patients, federal law currently prohibits you from purchasing or possessing a firearm if you are a user of marijuana, even if you have a medical marijuana card.
Yeah, so it doesn't say if you have the card, because you can have the card and not be using it.
Right.
You know, I mean, I think they keep it vague like that so that everything kind of falls in line.
It says that the regarding marijuana and firearms is evolving. Some courts' rulings have challenged the federal prohibition on gun ownership for marijuana users, but these currently have limited ability. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll see if I can get a definitive answer from Dom.
Again, very vague.
Yep. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Good morning. It's CJ. How is everyone?
Good. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to ask you all a question. You know, just we were saying about shaving. Wouldn't it be nice if Amanda or Jenny or did it for you?
Yeah, I'd love Jenny to do it for me.
Yeah, I'd love for Amanda to do it for me.
No, I know. I don't feel like that is a sexy thing to do. Like Amanda washed my hair one time in the shower, and I thought that was pretty sexy. But I don't want her to be all up in my package doing maintenance. Maintenance. Yeah. It's different, like a lotion or something like that, but not with a yeah.
What do you got going on later today, CJ?
Yeah, you available?
Well, I mean, I've had that done to me, and I just thought, well, why wouldn't we would do that for our guys?
Hell yeah.
You've had guys shave you down?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty hot. Like recently?
Well, but they you know, it's so much better because apparently they, you know, that figured out how to do it the right way, and then. But that's what I'm saying. Like for you guys, why wouldn't you want, you know, your person to be able to do it and do it in such a good way?
No, I know what you're saying. I'm too self-conscious. I don't want her down there finding my more imperfections. Thank you, CJ, but I'm out. Thank you. Unless Jenny wants to try it.
No, probably not.
I was gonna say Chad has offered to help me, but
so have
I. Thank you. But Chad has never had to shave before.
I was going to say, don't let him do it. He's so bad that he took his own eyebrows.
Yeah.
No.
It's amateur hours.
He's never had to shave before. So I'm like, I don't think you know how to, you don't know how to do this.
What do you mean he's never had a shave?
He's hairless.
Yeah.
Like completely hairless?
Yes.
You see his face?
The only hair he has is his eyebrows. Wow. Yes, he has eyebrows.
I'm sorry, what?
Nope.
And he has like a little bit of, you know, like man region, but like not any like he has to groom it, but he's never had to like shave. But he has no hair on his legs, his arms, anywhere on his chest or body or back or anything. It is amazing.
He might be an alien. He might be an alien.
Yeah. He's Silver Surfer, he's Black Surfer.
He says he is. Maybe
he looks like an Academy Award.
Has no hair, has abs, eats pizza every meal.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
He's from a different planet.
Sexy.
Planet Sexy?
Planet Sexy.
All right.
I have never visited that planet.
No. Went right past it. Landed on Earth.
All right. Let me take a break. We'll come back and wrap up the show. We only got one more show left for the week, but tomorrow is a Mike Calta vacay payday. I'll be giving away $1,000 starting at 8 o'clock through the rest of the day tomorrow on the program. We just had another winner I heard from Bradenton.
Yeah.
And, one here from Lutz. I don't even know that. Well, I actually do know that person, but I didn't rig it or nothing. Tomorrow you have a chance again to win $1,000 per hour starting at 8 o'clock. We'll take a quick break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone.